Let my brothers and sisters in the building. Give me a second. Present, invite, copy, bang, go to the comment section. Peace and blessings. Thank you. Control V, enter. All right, so my brothers and sisters gonna join me on the screen. I put my battle rag on. I ain't even dressed, bro. This was my t-shirt. this is my, I was like, well, y'all know, like, I dress like this anyway, so it don't matter. I'm like, oh crap, I ain't even got my stuff I ain't even dressed. All right, let's go. So it's gonna be a dope, crazy lesson. Crazy lesson. Got some exposing to do. And let me let my brothers and sisters in. Shalom Hakyama. Hakyama's in the building. All right. Welcome everybody to the house of Yah. Y'all see I changed the name of the YouTube. I don't know if y'all even seen it. I changed it. The reason why the Most High told me to change it, right? We Mashiach Assembly Ministries, but the house of the Most High Yah. That's the name of the channel. The house of the Most High. All right. Welcome all to the house of the Most High. All right. This way, others that are new, others that find us later, as we get through a little bit of the shadow band, they know where they are. You get it? It's clarity, right? You have to bring clarity and understanding, right? The house of the Most High. Okay. Even if they don't know what Yah is, right? Because I was just going to put house of Yah, but some people don't even know what Yah is, right? They don't even know that's a shortened, that's the name of the Most High in the book of Psalms, right? So it's clarity and understanding as we go forward. So anybody find us, they can say, lesson must be like fire, like my grandma saying, nobody mad but the devil. You come on, Marawa, y'all, let's go. Ain't nobody gonna be mad but these devils, these serpents, these pedos, these dudes that want this crap that's going on. But the Most High say, expose it all in these end times. Shalom, Tamayah, Shalom, Hakyama. Let's get this party started. Let's go. All right. So now, Hakyama, let me know if later if people start to flood in, so I'll know. You know what I mean? We got started really late, so we'll find out. All right. So, oh, there go Yasha. All right, Shalom, Yasha. All right. Now, let's get started. So, the first and foremost, here we go. Crazy work. I know y'all seen the thumbnail. Y'all like, oh my goodness, Unc at it again. Unc is, shout out to Sister Phyllis Richards. Unc at it again. All right, let me do this. Let me go share screen. Hold on, it should be open. Yeah, it's open. Share screen. I'm sorry, guys. I've been fighting with this stuff all day, bro. And finally, I'm like, okay, and we live on the sharing the mobile hotspot. Shout out to mobile hotspot. I just hope it continues to work. All right. And this is the thumbnail. I know y'all like, Unc, what in the what in the crazy is going on? That's because this world is dark and crazy. So these thumbnails be looking dark and crazy because this dark, crazy world is being darker and more crazy as we go along, right? So this thumbnail right here, all right? So tonight's title is New Epstein Files, Cloning and Fertility Rumors, plus Gender Experiments, Separating Fact from Fiction, all right? And the thumbnail says, Did Epstein clone genders? Oh, they was doing a lot of stuff on that Epidermis Island. That little Epstein, little devilish booger, he was up to a whole heap of mess. This fool, his hand was in everything. Wait till Friday's live stream. I'm saving some stuff for Friday. I'm like, I'm gonna expose on Friday a lot. So we're exposing stuff that most don't know, right? We bring in receipts and things that's not already splattered all over the internet. So as the new files drop, and then also, I do diligent research, so I dig and study and show myself approved, right? This little Epstein nasty McNasty booger, his hand was in cloning. He was making genders. Epstein was behind almost AI. almost everything he had his money. His money went long. He was spreading his money in every dark corner, serpent seed pocket that he can get his little grubby little hands in. Right? He was just he was I mean, he was all type of Satanist, Baal worship, Moloch. He was in all type of kingdoms, dark kingdoms. He was in everything. The devil, Hasatan, used that fool for a lot of mess. And he ain't, if you think he dead, then somebody done told you wrong. All right. He over there cloning himself, cloning allegedly, he was over there cloning himself, cloning others, cloning animals, cloning, and you think he ain't, you think somebody told you wrong. You think that fool dead. That fool ain't dead. That dude ain't dead. He had way too much going on. Let me show y'all something. I got some fruit for y'all. I got some stuff. Let me see. Do I want to, let's do this one first. I'm gonna do this one first because this news is now and it just happened, right? And it got something to do with the thumbnail, right? So this, I think it's this one. Let me double click. No, not that one. It's that one. But where's the, I didn't grab the, I didn't grab the info from it. Okay. Because I had the info of what happened. Oh, I know it's at. It's in there. It's in this other file somewhere, right? Let's open with this. Let's do this one first. Because where is it? It should be the skinny screenshot. Let me see. Double click the skinny screenshot. Nope, that ain't it. Let me go back. Where is it? I don't know. I don't know where you at. All right, some of y'all will help me. All right. All right, I can't find it. Let me close that. Um, so I thought I screenshotted it. So let me go to the other. Let me go up then, if it's not right here, because I know I screenshotted it because I wanted the info on what happened. Is it this one? Yep, I think it's this one. Yep, there you go. All right, there we go. Now I found it. All right. So let me come back to y'all, right? So on the thumbnail, right? This right here. And I'm walking it in so others can find out we live and they can come on in. But we got video clips, we got Epstein files, we got receipts, we got y'all go on. It's it's kind of late, but it is what it is. I'm better late than never, right? I'm sorry, but hopefully Friday I'll be on time. All right, now we let's go and it wasn't my fault. They always spiritual warfare. They always messing with stuff. All right, so this right here, the thumbnail. All right, hold on. Let me see what y'all see. There you go. This image is an actual person, and RIP to this person. There are, and Epstein has something to do with this. That's what's crazy. There are people out there. Shout out to Pensy Lola, y'all bless. There are people out there, especially a lot of the Generation Z, a lot of the children. They're suffering because these politicians and these serpents have went against the Most High's law, his creation, so much that there's a whole generation of these children that are so lost that and and they are committing unalivings. So this person here on the thumbnail is see this it's supposed to be this is a male that's supposed to be a female, like y'all know what I mean. So, and if you can, if anybody thinks it's okay to make yourself look like this is a mental disorder. There is something wrong. So a lot of the children, because the this world has gotten so dark that it made these children think they're like so confused when the Most High created them a certain way. But the world has said, do what you will, you can be whatever. And because of all this confusion, a lot of those who identify in this area are starting to do a lot of violent crimes. I'm trying to be very PG in what I say so we don't get, a strike. Our condolences to this person's family. This is a young person, right? I think his age was 28 years old, right? These are the Generation Zs, right? And this person has taken his life. Well, he's took his life. There was a shooting. I'm not sure if it's all over the news. It's new, right? It happened yesterday, but some of y'all might have saw it. It was in Canada and BC. I think that's called British Columbia, if I'm correct, Canada. On February 10th, 2026, a shooting at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School. So this young person went to a school. A shooting at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School and a nearby home in BC, Canada, left 9 victims unalived and 25 plus injured. The shooter is this person, identified as Jesse Strang. All right? Let me show y'all another image. All right? Come back to y'all. We're going somewhere. This is very key and important because these things is why this stuff is happening. Shout out to Aaron J. So I'm going to stop share screen. We're walking it on and giving people time to know we live. Window. This is another image of Jeffrey, right? Hold on, let me try to make it. There we go. All right, there. Let's see, there we go. So this says photos of the...
Can you take the comments off the screen, please?
Thank you. Thank you. So this says photos of the alleged mass shooter in Canada today. So, see what they say. I'm not going to repeat what they said. And I'm not going to repeat nothing they said. But this is the person, right? So, because we've gone so far against creation, what the Most High created, there are results from it. And these results they're not always pleasant. They're not, And unfortunately, a lot of the people that identify with this community are doing a lot of unalivings lately, right? Look at this. You see? Someone said, is this a pattern here? What percentage of Americans are, and what percentage of the shootings now are happening by this demographic? Right here, the Denver shooting, school shooter, right? He identified, right? The Denver school shooter number 2 identified. Aberdeen shooter identified. Nashville shooter identified, right? Salvador Ramos, Uvalde shooter, Georgia shooter, Iowa shooter, Philadelphia shooter, Colorado Springs, right? So it's like a pattern lately, and we are to watch out for patterns. So everybody, y'all be very careful wherever you go with your children and even yourself. Shout out to Warren, right, Brother Warren. Be very careful where you're going because as this world goes further away from the laws of the Most High, the more disorder the minds and the temples and the thinking of these generations. You understand? All right. So you have to be very careful out there. So this person went in and unalived a school shooting, another school shooting, and I think it was children. I think it was a thing where he went in and it was mostly children, right? So it says on February 10th, it was a shooting at Tumbler Ridge Secondary School. It left 9 unalived, 25 injured. The shooter identified as Jesse Strang, 28 years old. He unalived himself, I think, at the scene. Police described Strang as a female. Um, all right. So RIP to him and RIP to all of the children who were unalived and all that are injured. Condolences to your family. Y'all just be very careful out there. All right. This world's getting darker and darker. All right. It's going to get darker before it get lighter. You heard that part. All right. So now, all right, they starting to come in a little. Who that? Shout out to Dickie McFadden over there on Facebook. It's about 70 here on the live so far. All right, we can get going now. All right. Let's get started. All right. So I'm going to share screen. Bang. Right. Bang. Share. All right. So the thumbnail and the title, Epstein Files, Cloning and Fertility Fertility, Blood Fertility Rituals, Rumors, Gender Experiments. Did Epstein clone? All right, so how I'm gonna walk this. So I'm gonna do, first of all, I want to show something that's very interesting. Look at this, guys. Look at this. All right, hold on. Let me stop share that. All right, let's walk this on down. Stop share. This is a very interesting thing right here, right? Y'all know I try to find y'all some things. Share screen. Watch this, guys. Share screen. Watch this. Y'all see this? A very interesting thing is going on. The chemtrails that they've been spraying us with actually spell Baal. The two chemicals, barium and aluminum, that they've been spraying in the chemtrails actually equate to Baal. All right? It's crazy on the periodic table. It's crazy work that they're spraying us with Baal to poison us. Wow. All right. That I know some of y'all might have seen that. I ain't had never seen it before. I'm like, wow. All right. So now let me do where I'm gonna go next. Because what we want to do, where I want to start. I got so many places to go. Where do I want to start? Where do I want to start? Do I want to start there? What is that? She said she was all right, and now I could come back to that. All right. So I guess let's do. Do I want to do? Oh, I got it. Let's do. I set up a video first, right? So let me stop sharing that. Let me come over here, right? Let me go to the video, and it's this one. Yeah, let's do this one first, right? So I got some files. We got some stuff we're going to show, right? We trying to show exclusives. We usually try to do that every time. Bring some y'all stuff y'all ain't never seen. So hopefully I got some stuff and info y'all have never seen tonight to show, right? So share screen, this one, all right? So y'all might have seen this. If not, I got some of the things you want. It's going to be something you ain't seen tonight. You should be learning something. I try to do that every time we live. All right. Now, these are the files, right? So this right here, some of y'all might have seen this, but inside, because of the files, they have a lot of what you call that, pictures of inside of Epstein's home. I think I got a lot more Fridays gonna come out, gonna be crazy, right? Because I lost a lot of the stuff I was supposed to do tonight because my electricity cut off and stuff, and I have no internet, so I had to rush once it turned back on to try to get the lesson together for us, right? So the the so Friday I should have some more. I was gonna do it tonight to be all in his house. But anyway, so this right here is one of the rooms, right? So remember, he had the Zorro Ranch, he had the island, he had New York, he got all these different places that he was doing all this torture stuff, right? Then he had like dentist chairs and operating tables, and they were doing very, very strong torture that they were doing. Now, it's a satanic section. I think it's called SRA or something. Satanic something things that they do. I forgot what it was called now, right? So when I was putting a lot of this together, I went down this dark rabbit hole that I can't even like. I'm gonna set up a separate Patreon because I'm not about to bring that stuff in our ministry Patreon. I'm gonna set up a separate Patreon for that because I can't put it on YouTube. I can't show none of this stuff. And it is, I'm talking about, oh my goodness, bro. The stuff you get to see, you can't unsee. Yep, that's it. SRA, satanic ritual abuse. And the stuff, I can't put it on YouTube. And I'm like, okay, well, how can I show those who want to have understanding, right? And I think an instructor, a separate, just have it for there. Just have it there. Oh, I can't. Oh my goodness! Oh, I cannot unsee. Oh, the things that they think of to do, and they're doing it to the children, guys. And because of Epstein files, they got all this stuff released. They got videos and stuff released. Now, I know a lot of that stuff is probably on what they call the dark web, but I ain't on no dark web. I'm good. I'm not trying to see no dark web. It's probably choppy. Um, I figure
Yeah, you're
it's
breaking up.
it's oh my oh shoot, my audio's breaking up.
Yes, it sounds
Uh,
robotic and it's kind of skipping.
internet in the house cut back on. All right, let me try to turn this
You
off.
sound better now.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
That's the internet. It's definitely so. It's gonna probably give us a rough one tonight. All right, so let me know anytime it does that, right? And then I'll hopefully the most I allow this lesson, maybe I'll just do a lot of the videos tonight, more than me. All right. So, all right, let me know if it does it again. All right. So, anyway, let's continue. So this is a video inside of one of Epstein's rooms, all right, in his house. All right, so let me that music is crazy work. Let me let me do it this way. So, this is one of his rooms in his house, right? And let me see if I can get a full big one of the room. I should have screenshotted that. All right. Now, this is some spooky looking stuff, right? And these children had to be in these places with this monster, right? And look at this. So he got a gong, and people thought that was a bed, but it's not a bed. It's actually a table with tablecloth over it. And these like leopard print chairs, they have this leopard print thing going on in certain of these rooms, right? And then they have this gong, and then they have uh uh this desk with all these, and some say these are like torture things, scissors and all see all these instruments by this gong, right? And and they have um a little easel over there, and see that? I wonder what's written on that, right? And it's this table, and it looks really dreary, dark, damp, right? To be in a million, to be in these mansions, right? Let me screenshot this image. To be in these mansions so I can make it bigger. All right, there we go. Capture it. Bang. All right. Yep. No windows. And hold on. So let me go to here. I just screenshotted that. Let me double click it. All right. And then let me come back to y'all. Right. Bang. Bang. This, we still walking it in. This just, it's about to get good. We just getting started. I'm trying to give it time for the people to come on in. Right. Share screen. Bang. Window. Bang. Share. Right. Let me see what y'all see. All right. Let me try to make it a little bigger. All right. So look at the room. The walls look like they like dirty and it's like, and then they got this picture. He always had these creepy pictures. That's a picture of, what's that dude? Darwin. A creepy picture of Darwin. Evolution. They were big in genetics, evolution, transhumanism, cloning. We about to get started. We got videos, everything. They were big into epigenetics, genetics, cloning, just all type of experimentation and satanic ritual abuse. Okay? Now, this is some, I don't know what was happening in this room, right? It looks like mildew on the walls and stuff, right? But this is one of the rooms in there. And people are saying more than likely it's a torture room. I agree. It definitely looks like it would be. All right? All right. So stop share. All right? Come back. Share screen. All right? Share. All right, here we go. Share screen. Bang. And which one I want to do? Come back here. Right? And I'm going to go to window 2. All right? Window 2. Copyright disclaimers are in effect for educational purposes only. We don't own rights to the video. We're reacting to the video. All right? Copyright disclaimers are in effect. Let's go.
It was a place that was hard to get to. You had to get on a helicopter to get to the island or a boat. It was specifically designed to be a place for pleasure for the powerful and for the weak to be stranded there, to the point that Sarah Ransom, one of the survivors, tried.
So the way that Epstein's island was situated, you couldn't get there. You had to get there by a boat or a helicopter to get there, right? And y'all know from the last live, he had a whole submarine, right? To get these people to and fro under the water in the marine kingdom, underground, right? Copyright disclaimers.
It was a place that was hard to get to. You had to get on a helicopter to get to the island or a boat. It was specifically designed to be a place for pleasure for the powerful and for the weak to be stranded there, to the point that Sarah Ransom, one of the survivors, tried to swim off, even though the current is quite severe, and she was willing to risk her life. That was how terrible the experience was on the island. And we know that Virginia was severely raped on this island. I also would have wished that Virginia was alive today. I would have asked her all about that dentist chair and what that meant and what that was, because to me, there's something sadistic about
It's
it.
kind of creepy. I mean, it's
Okay. Remember on the last live stream when I said I took a picture of this sculpture, right? And he's going to say something. I got some stuff where he says something about black people. We're going to show it tonight, right? But look at this. Look at this sculpture. Right? Very interesting sculpture. So this island was a torture island. Nothing but darkness over this place. And it is Baal, Moloch, satanic ritual abuse. And they were experimenting. All right? Now, okay. Now, copyright disclaimers are in effect. Let's do, okay. So I'm going to go here. So I got to bounce around because I got images and then I got videos. So I got to go back and forth, right? Because I want to do this part here. Let me see. Is it this one? I sent her some. All right. Former. Nope, that's him. That's when we do Bill Snakes, right? So I would grab this one, right? Go here. And then that's what I could do. I could find it over here. And then it's one I want to do, we're going to do Sleepy Joe. Let me grab Sleepy Joe right here. There we go. This is what it says. Okay, go forward, forward. There we go. So we're going to do Sleepy Joe really quick, right? Trying to walk it on in. All right, there we go. So here we go. So come back to y'all. Bang. Where y'all at? Over here. Bang. Stop share. Share screen. Bang. Window. Share. All right. Let me see what y'all see. All right. Sleepy Joe. All right. Let me make it big. There we go. Now, this right here says Biden and the Bidens mentioned in the Epstein files. So these are some of the files, right? And these are some of the files that Biden, yeah, him, the ex-president, Shalom Shamariah, all right? Now, he's mentioned in the Epstein files, and they speak about him being a masked actor, all right? Look what it says. New disclosures by a 17-year-old victim, January 2020. It says, okay, I will let you know, thanks. On December 30, 2019, Ken T wrote, as I tried to tell you a month ago, I have continued interviewing the young victim, Carla, and she has finally opened up after her guardian was attacked and beaten by U.S. agents in Chetamil. That's interesting. She has disclosed where she met Epstein, whose homes they visited in New York, Maryland, New Mexico, Florida, and the Virgin Islands, and in Cozumel. She plays the Carmen in Cancun. Oh, plays the Carmen and Cancun. In just the last 2 years with Marcinko. These are the places she visited. She's only 17 at this point. So they probably had us in 15 or younger. The names she has associated with him in these visits include the Clintons, the Bidens, Wayne, older politicians and lawyers. She has a photographic memory and is an excellent artist who made sketches of some of these men. These U.S. agents who attacked, raped her, and her guardian, they are under arrest in Mexico and have asked her and her guardian to drop all the charges against them so that all the harassing attacks would stop. I don't trust these people to not harm her and her guardian due to all the past attacks. If you want to interview her, let me know and we could arrange for you to talk. All right? This is the email, I guess, back. Young girl here in Mexico. She has identified Ghislaine Maxwell. Thank you, Maya. She taught me how to say the name. Ghislaine Maxwell as a woman who came to Richard Marcinko's home in Mexico many times. In 2010-11 with Nancy Marcinko to set up sexual trips for her, this little girl, when she was 10 or 11 years old. We know of death threats against her because of testimony she gave in 2018 against Kelly, against Biden, and against Wayne in the sex abuse case in Mexico. Right now, we have her in a safe location. We want to help you guys, but we also need to protect her, her son, and her guardian. Now, this is part of the Epstein files. It says, hint, Biden is not your current president. The mask malfunctions on Biden are getting worse each day on purpose. This will end badly for Redacted, who is posing with an effing clone on Facebook. The dude playing Biden is not Biden. Real Biden was an evil, sick, angry man who abused little ones, including his own little ones. That's an actor with an effing mask. We've been over this 1,000 times. It's never going to change. Biden is shot. 2019 firing squad. Okay? Yes, you see a lot of guardians and not parents of these kids, right? Handlers. Okay? So that was one of the files about Creepy Joe, right? Now, that's what it read. She has identified Ghislaine. She has disclosed where she met Epstein, the home she stayed in, and she had a photographic memory, that little girl, right? Now, these are the sources for the government files, right? Where I got the stuff from, all right? The names includes the Clintons, the Bidens, Wayne, older politicians and lawyers, all right? Now, she's talking about the masks that they're wearing, all right? Now, stop share screen. I got to walk this down. I think it's this one. Is it this one? Hold on. Let me grab it. Where are you? It's this one. All right. So come back to y'all. Bang, bang, share. These, y'all seen these. These are skinwalker suits, right? These, remember, they was doing this a while ago. Can you imagine how advanced these are now with AI technology and 3D liquid printing and all of the, right? So everybody listen clearly. These are skinwalker suits, right? And see? So if you think you don't even know who's walking amongst you now. So if you think, what's his name? Epstein is not walking right around. That's what people trying to find and talking about, who, that looked like Epstein. Do you think Epstein's going to walk around, just he's going to grow his beard out and put some glasses on like this is 1970? Okay, hello. We in 2020s. You heard? They've been had this technology, okay? So these people walking around us, you have no idea who they are. This is what they doing in all those riot and protest and stuff too. All right? Yeah, skinwalkers. Okay? Right? Look, and they got whole body suits. So these are actual, this ain't the cloning part, but now they got skin grafting suits that you can basically clone yourself to become someone else, right? And with the 4D printers and stuff, the 3D printers, the liquid printers and stuff, you can make yourself look like anybody that you want, even yourself. You understand? So they've been had it, so you can imagine what's going on now, right? Look at them. I had some music on here, but the music was too creepy. I took it off, right? Look. So look at this. Sleepy Joe ain't been Sleepy Joe in a long time when he was, you understand? And this is how they're going to usher in the Civil War and all of this chaos with these protesters and stuff, right? These ain't even the people you think they are out there, right? And then a lot of people who you think are dead, they're not dead. Understand? They just got, they walk around. They don't even gotta get a plastic surgery no more. They can just do these skin suits. All right? Skin walkers is what they call them now. All right? All right. Now, I want to do, because I got so much. And it's all over the place. Usually I'll be a lot more structured, but because they broke my internet, I had to do a lot of different tactics for tonight. I had to do it a lot differently than I would. So let me grab this, And let me see. Let me walk this through. Okay. And okay, so we're gonna get to who we're gonna get to next. All right, let's do that. We're gonna get to that. And let me make sure I don't want to do, or do I want to the skinwalker stuff? Then light. Okay, we're gonna get to that. And then, ooh, this one is dark, dark, dark. And this one, do I want to do that now? Maybe I should do that now, right? Because we just showed something, right? Let's let's do that now. Let's do that now. They also have called themselves. They know this whole reptilian thing that we talk about. They absolutely know who they are. I'm gonna show you. All right, there we go. Let's do the cloning, right? So let's do it that way. We're gonna do the reptilian and then get into the cloning. There we go. Watch this. Copyright disclaimer. Shout out to Bug Juice over on Facebook. So stop share and y'all keep coming back because I'm gonna show y'all stuff y'all ain't seen. I'm putting in this work and Friday is gonna be a crazy one. All right. Now let me go to window, bang, share. Now these are Epstein files. All right. So these are images that are added on the side, right? These are actual files, but I added images and stuff on the side, and the source where I got it from got images on the side. Now everybody listen clearly. This is Joska Bach. This the one from yesterday. The one that Epstein used to do the experiments on the Ethiopians and the Somalians. The MIT scientist that made the AI, artificial intelligence, simulated Epstein Island to torture. Y'all remember him from yesterday. Joska Bach. All right? That's why everything I do is going to continue to tie in, right? The Epstein files. So Joska Bach sent this to Epstein, the one who made the AI to torture and on the simulation, and he said, I think that the whole game is internal. All of our pleasure and pain are caused by satisfying or frustrating our needs, which are roughly speaking implemented in our reptilian brain. Y'all listen clearly. This, honestly, I think is the first time I've actually seen an actual receipt that these serpent seeds called themselves reptilian. Everybody pay attention. I was like, yo, you gotta be kidding me. And this is the MIT scientist. You understand? This ain't just some victim that Epstein, this the one that Epstein hired that made all that AI stuff. He says, I think that the whole game is internal. All of our pleasure and our pains are caused by satisfying or frustrating our needs, which are roughly speaking implemented in our reptilian brain. Our neocortex is modeling these needs as purposes, so we calculate our behavior for satisfying our needs. For example, the physical pain and hunger and thirst exist on the level of needs, and survival is a purpose, a kind of modeling abstraction, as are food and drink. It's messing up. I can't do nothing about it. All right, let me try to turn it off and then turn it back on. Give me a second.
It's like a subtle little crackle here and there, but it's not too bad to be, like too bad. Now you're muted.
I shouldn't be muted now. I'm still
Okay, you're
muted?
good. There you go.
Okay. And is it clear? It's clearer than
Yeah,
before?
clear.
Okay. All right. Hopefully that works. All right. So let me come back. All right. We just getting in. This gonna be good. I got some stuff. We just getting started. We just getting in the thick of this thing. Right? All right. Now, all right. Now he says, now this the MIT dude, right? He says, for example, The physical and hunger and thirst exist on the level of needs, and survival is a purpose, a kind of modeling abstraction as our food and drink. Many of our purposes are outside of the organism, such as relationship purposes and social purposes, even our aesthetic purposes, like Jeffrey enjoying an intellectual standoff between Bannon. Bannon was the dude in Trump's administration. I think it's Steve Bannon and the Summers dude. They all threw the Epstein stuff. Those crazies, right? It says, sorry. It says, all right, there we go. I'm about to say, where am I at? All right. He says, many of our purposes outside, such as aesthetic purposes like Jeffrey enjoying an intellectual standoff between Bannon and Summers, are not really related to the organism. While the needs are somewhat hard-coded, our reaction to them is not. We can modulate pain and pleasure experiences, and we can route our regulation around satisfying our needs, and we can repurpose our needs for competence, dominance, affiliation, and aesthetics for almost arbitrary goals. By changing the regulation goals, which is always internal to our mind, we change the payoff matrix. Now, these dudes are remember, they're trying to make transhumanism. They're experimenting on children and people. They did it. This was the dude from yesterday who did the scientists that did it all in Ethiopia, the 5 million kids they've been doing this stuff on, and did a simulation of the island to torture and all of this stuff. He said, in our reptilian brains, all right? He called himself a reptile. So they know. That's the first time I seen them speak it. All right, these serpents. All right, here we go. I'm bringing y'all exclusive stuff. Another Epstein file. Good morning, Mr. Epstein. I'm up early. I slept at 10:30 p.m. yesterday, which is great compared to the usual 12:30 or 1 p.m. schedule. My laptop has been crashing on me, so I came upstairs to my brother Manny's computer. It has been very cold over here. I walked my dog before coming up, and it was funny, you could see him shivering. I felt bad, LOL. I bought him a coat, but he refuses to wear it. It takes me a good 5 minutes to struggle with him just to get it on. Last night, I watched the movie Moon. It wasn't bad. It's about a man that is on the moon by himself, and these robots and computers are with him, and he has a 3-year contract before he goes home. Little does he know that it has been over 15 years. They have been cloning him every 3 years, and when they do, he wakes up in the infirmary, and the robots tell him that he got hurt, that he got hurt. That was sad. Other than that, all has been fine. In a few, I'm going to make breakfast and relax. I just have been taking it easy. Nothing much has been happening, just bored, LOL. Well, you have a great day, Mr. Epstein, and I will talk to you soon. Stomach's rumbling, LOL. Love, Philip. Now, these people talk like they just normal people, right? They just have la 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 la, while they got all type of, a lot of cold is going on in this. You got that right. They talk like they just normal people, but there's a lot of darkness going on. Now, Barnaby Marshy to Jeffrey Epstein. Should we build a mind reader? Everybody listen. This was 2011. This stuff they've been doing. Should we build a mind reader? It would use decryption, new understandings of the brain. 2, can we involve the New York Academy of Sciences in one of our projects? I think it would be good for you as well as them. They have become ossified. Should we do a project on tissue regeneration, cloning? They have become ossified. Should we do a project on tissue regeneration, cloning? I'm excited to accompany you as a voyeur on Mattering's adventure. Everybody listen. From Byron Bishop. What it say? Designer babies, use of funds, right? Simon, something Simon Black in Lithuania. Let's schedule a call. I can discuss any questions or concerns you may have. On Monday, August 13th, Brian wrote, okay, I'm back in the US on late Tuesday, back in action on Wednesday. Then Jeffrey wrote, attached is the document you requested. It's the use of funds spreadsheet. Look what it says, designer babies, use of funds at the top. Attached, Jeffrey says, the doc you request is the use of funds spreadsheet for the designer baby and human cloning company. Okay? The designer babies and human cloning company. The funds. Next steps. I am happy to hop on another call, or I could take a trip to meet you in person. Brian said, George Church said, thanks for understanding. Probably rather than relaxing, I'll be spending my spare time in December raising funds for personalgenomes.org, which includes adult human tissue cloning and genome engineering. All right? Now this side. Richard, pelvic disproportion is what impedes brain development. It's a good thing Katie Couric isn't here. Everybody, that Katie Couric lady, what was she, Katie Couric? She was like a a media lady, right? I'm like, these doggone cripples was doing all this stuff to these children on these islands, and they be right in our face doing the news and everybody like the Katie Couric show. It's like, my goodness. So he says cephalopelvic disproportion is what impedes brain development. It's a good thing Katie Couric isn't here. Jeffrey said, correct. Richard said, I had images that the clones on channel, whatever. Jeffrey, she didn't like that very much. Richard, she wasn't here for the no arms. Ooh, everybody listen. She wasn't here for the no arms. I think it's going to say it in here. If it doesn't, because I got so many files, I can tell you what they're talking about. Jeffrey said, right. Katie Couric was here and we were talking about, I think we should. I want to start cloning things. Me. I want to start cloning things. Me. And with certain people. Prince Andrew got upset because he was all, if I had a conscience, could you unalive it for spare parts? Now, they're talking about the clones, right? The Today Show, Katie Couric. They're talking about the clones. So they've already, from the files I've seen, I'm going to show some through these live streams we're going to be doing. I got a bunch of stuff, right? I got all this stuff, right? So I got to just go through it as we go through these live streams, right? So they have already been cloning, right? These others, right? So now he said he wants to clone himself, things, me, right? And with certain people. Prince Andrew got upset because Prince Andrew said, if I had a conscience, that psychopath Prince Andrew, listen clearly, because he's saying he has no conscience. He said, if I had a conscience, if it had a conscience. Sorry, I apologize, because he still don't got a conscience. So Prince Andrew was asking Jeffrey, if the clone had a conscience, could you unalive it for spare parts? And Jeffrey said, I'll make it without a head. I'll make the clone without a head. And he said to Andrew, would that make you feel better? And Katie Couric, I thought was going to start to vomit. So he's talking to the person, and they was talking about they glad Katie not there because of the stuff they doing. So in front of them, Prince Andrew was like, if the clone has a conscience, right? Because they're trying to singularity conscience. They're making humans, right? If the clone had a conscience, could you unalive it for spare parts, right? And Jeffrey said, okay, I'll just make your clone with no head, a headless clone. Would that make you feel better? And he said, he looked at Katie Couric and it looked like she was going to throw up. She was going to vomit. All right. Richard said, they that may evolve with a head or arms or feet so it couldn't get up and walk away. That they may evolve with a head or arms or feet so it couldn't get up and walk away. There is a rabbit hole. Epstein's, I can't show this, we'll get striked. This one, I'm gonna make a separate Patreon so I can show all this stuff because I got all these files. It's insane. Epstein's plane was called the Lolita Express. These satanic ritual abuse, they have these terminologies from like Pizzagate and stuff, right? Like panda eyes, right? We going somewhere. They have this thing and it's called Lolita slave doll. I'm sorry, this is so bad, bro. For the ministry, most of y'all don't look when I put this on Patreon. Y'all might not want to see this. For others who got the stomach, who really want to know what's really happening, how dangerous and dark it is, you can't unsee once you see this stuff. So they have Lolita sex slave dolls. And what these are, and Jeffrey Epstein's plane is called Lolita Express. Everybody listen. Lolita, defines a prepubescent girl who's considered sex. Now listen clearly. The Lolita sex slave dolls is they take these young girls, I swear, and I have to show y'all right now, but they'll probably turn this live stream off. It's insane, bro. That these are all in the Epstein files. They take these little girls, right? And they do little boys too. They boys, girls, right? They make these, they call them Lolita sex slave dolls. And they are for satanic ritual abuse, right? And these are people that they traffic and stuff. They sell you into this stuff, right? And they'll torture the person, right? These children or adults, right? And some of the tortures are they will throw acid in your eyes to make the person blind. They will cut off their arms, right? Chop so they got nubs. They will cut off their legs so they can't run, they can't fight back, they can't move. So they got these images. I can't show y'all. I'm gonna do it on the Patreon, where you see these girls and they be these pretty girls and stuff, right? And boys, and they're there and they got arms cut off. Some of them, they just cut them off and they got all these bandages and it's bleeding from the bandage. And so their torso, they still got their boobs, they still got their coochie. And so they're a sex slave doll. And some of them, they got them tied where they got them tied, like they got a thing open with the mouth stuck open like this, and then they got them tied, right? And they got the nubs on the ground, and they got them where their butt is spread, and they just abuse them. And they got pictures of them in the bed with nubs. They got no arms, no legs, and you should see their faces. And it's the darkest stuff I've ever seen. And then they got them hanging on a wall. I wish I could show y'all. They got them, they hang them up on a wall. They put like a hook on their back thing and they hang them on the wall. And it looked like, and it's a real person hanging there. There's people hanging there. And then they had one hanging and the blood was dripping because I guess they just amputated them and stuff and cut off and it's like, and they're like, they're toys, but they're alive. They're real people, but they've massacred them to the point, but they're alive. So they keep them alive. So they feed them, they eat them. They feed them, they drink, but they can't run. They can't move. They can't do anything, and they can do anything to them. It's like a doll, but it's a live doll. It's no, like you take your coat and hang it on the wall. Like you take I don't know. It's like, let's say if you had I don't know, a stuffed doll and it was a hook and you hang it on the wall. Yeah, they hanging them on the wall. And I can't show you. I'm gonna do the Patreon and show y'all because I know if I do it here, they'll we'll get what's the name. What I should have did was blurred out the faces, but I didn't have time, and I could have showed you some example of what I'm talking about if I just blurred out the faces. Let me see if I could find one where it's blurred enough that y'all can see what I'm talking about. Let me see if I could find one where it's blurred enough. This is some of the darkest stuff. It hurt. It's like this stuff will hurt your soul, bro. Just like you can't, like this stuff will break your soul, bro. I'm like, I know they're dark and wicked and stuff, but the amount of torture, the amount of things they're doing, it's unfathomable. Like you can't even the brain that comes up with these things to do that, right? Hold on. Let me see if I got some that are nah, all of them are too bad to show. Yeah, see, they got these. Oh, then they got the videos of the children. Yo, guys, these Epstein files, they got videos of the children when they're about to. So they got a video of this little boy, look like he's 3 or 4 years old, and they walking him and they're scared. He's so scared, and they put a big bucket under him because they about to bled him. Like they scaring it, like, and then they got dead little babies all around. It's insane. And the people they doing it like they're in a slaughterhouse. You know how they be in a slaughterhouse and they just treat the animals with no, that's how they're doing them. All right? All right. So anyway, yeah, I can't show that. It's too graphic. I'll figure it out. Maybe one day on Friday, maybe for Friday, I'll blur some of it and show it, but the real stuff will be on that Patreon when I make the Patreon. All right. So let me continue. So he says, I'll make it without a head. He says, this why it made me think of that. Because he says that they may evolve with a head or arms or feet so it could not get up and walk away. All right? So that's what they've done. They've made them where they can't run away. And some of them, they cut their vocal cords out. They cut their tongue out their mouth. And some of them, they knock all of their teeth out, right? And put a vice in it just to open the mouth so they can do stuff in their mouth. But these kids, these children, these women and men, they are alive. And they're alive this whole, like they're alive now. This stuff is just the day in and day. And these people pay all this money, these serpents, politicians and stuff to come do this torture to them. It's crazy stuff, bro. And so they'll do it so they can't, and these things, the torture things is the things to inflict as much pain as humanly possible while keeping them alive. You understand? It's just insanity, bro. These people are so dark. Watch your children, bro. Be careful, sisters. I'm sorry that y'all think one of the sisters in the ministry, one of my roommates was outside yesterday at night. And I want to say to you, I know you listening, don't do that again. Even though we're in the safest neighborhood, it's because what I'm doing, I done went down some rabbit hole. I ain't, man, I don't want to all of a sudden I finish working and I'm like, where's this Yakata? And I go out, so where's, and now you just gone because some van pulled up because, you wanted to sit out there because we're in a safe neighborhood. I don't trust none of this stuff. I'm sorry. You don't want to get caught with these people. The stuff they doing, oh my goodness, bro. All right, so anyway. It's crazy. I apologize, God. Well, I'm just traumatized for what I saw. All right. So anyway, he says, what? It says, did the dishes too? See, but you'd argue over a long period of time, a pressure like the limited of pelvic canal would make the brain more efficient. Yeah, they're talking in code because and did dishes too. So they're talking in code, right? Because they're like, they may evolve with a head, no head or arms, so it can't get up and walk away. And they said, and did dishes too? What? Did the dishes too? But you'd argue over a long period of time, a pressure like the limiting of the pelvic canal would make the brain more efficient, not necessarily a limiting factor. You think so? That's what you would assume by the eye. The eye is taking up part of the brain. Subject, Chinese edited embryos and mosaic. And then they're talking about the cloning. I am sure you have seen the news. Short version of the core technical problem. There's high mosaicism because of their technique, meaning a low percent of cells in the body have any of the modifications. My team has been working on a new technique which does not involve stem cells in the testes. Instead, it's an embryo editing technique more similar to cloning, which does not require an injection to the biodad. The idea hit us like a bolt of lightning, so we're moving along in that direction. Meanwhile, our overseas lab has reported some muse testes transfection results. They are observing maybe 5% transfection efficiency, which might be enough. Further testing is ongoing, but ultimately this method is inferior to our new embryo modification technique. Sorry you can't make it. Did the cloning tissue give you pause? All right, so I just wanted to show that part about the cloning. They're cloning, all right? Now I'm gonna go to, before I get that, let's go to a video, because I've been talking, I'm gonna go bouncing forth. Now, watch this. So I got video receipts, we got all type of receipts. All right, cool, we almost at 100, all right, on the streams. All right, now, watch this. All right, copyright disclaimers are in effect. Video, let's grab this one, hold on, grab that, and then bang, come back here, bang, this one. I'm gonna come back to her. Let's do this one. Let's do this one. Then I'm gonna come back to this clown. See, these people are trying to deflect from what's really happening. Copyright disclaimers on effect, right? For educational purposes only. We don't own rights to the video. Stop share screen. We don't own rights to the video. For reactionary purposes only. Bang. What y'all see? Here we go. Copyright disclaimers on effect. This is a former CIA agent, and they unalived him after he made this video.
These children are not just kidnapped and in some cases bred by families as a cash crop. We have people in the United States of America that breed children in order to sell them. And when they are sold, they come without birth certificates, which means it's easier to kill them and have no one ask where they are. We're also importing children by the plane load. Again, children who have no documentation. It's not just child slavery or child sex abuse. It's also child torture because you have adrenalized blood. You have the whole blood drinking ceremony of the satanic world. It's also the use of children for harvesting body organs. And then you have ritual ceremonies and ritual murder, as well as incidental murder. Most organizations that end up being used to prey on children, Oxfam is a recent example, all of the United Nations organizations, the Boy Scouts of America, all of the child services agencies across the United States of America, they did not start out as organizations to prey on children, but they attract pedophiles. And ultimately, pedophiles end up rising in the ranks and controlling those organizations, so that an organization that initially started out in the service of children becomes an organization that is in fact hunting children.
All right. So the reason why some of you might have seen some of these clips, a lot of these clips are resurfacing because back then when they was coming out, what was everybody saying? Everybody was saying that they are everybody was saying they were conspiracy theories, right? Oh, y'all conspiracy theories. Y'all are just this and y'all are just that. Everything that everyone was saying, that it's all coming out now because all the files is being released, right? And all the videos, okay? I know about the jerky, and I was gonna do that. I'm probably gonna do some of that Friday. I'm trying to get some more exclusives that ain't done yet with all the jerky stuff. Then on Friday, I've got some real crazy stuff coming, right? So here we go. Here go another clip, right? So these things are surfacing and they're important now. You know why? More than ever, because now everything that people were saying was a conspiracy is fact now, right? Everything is shown. They're showing what is happening. Copyright disclaimers are in effect. This is who Jeffrey Epstein is and where he come from, all right? I'm going to break down exactly where he come from, all right? Let's get this.
Epstein was basically a penniless moron who couldn't graduate from college. And they placed him in a school, and then they sheep dipped him at Bear Stearns. And then Les Wexner, who appears to have had.
That's the one. This is Jeffrey Epstein's handler and his sodomizer. He was basically, but Friday, I got some stuff. I don't want to give it away because some people are stealing my content. So I ain't going to give no hint of it. But Friday, whoa. And I think I might title it that. Let me write that. Well, I'll do it at the end when I release the live, right? Because people going to steal my stuff. Wait till y'all find out. Jeffrey Epstein, see, they breed these people. Do you understand? This is nothing new under the sun, all right? Goes back to ancient times. This dude was basically like a loser, right? Couldn't even graduate college, but he was chosen for this position. So they put him in this financial market space, Bear Stearns, under this dude, Wexler. Now, these are all guys, what's the names? People who say they are the tribe of Judah and are not, but do lie, all right? They speak code, we got to speak code, right? Because that's what Epstein is. People forget that when they say the names, right? So this goes really dark and deep, right? So they put him, groomed him into Burns, and this dude was raping him. This was the dude who, his handler, right? And he gave, so the way that, and I'm gonna show y'all on Friday. I might do a little tonight. We'll see. But the way he got his money, because everybody like, where he get his money? I know how he got his money, all right? And I don't know if it's gonna come out tonight. If not, it'll come out Friday. I know exactly how he got his money. I can show you what he did. And his money is tied in to a whole nother nation, to other nations. And it's big money. It went up to almost trillions. You understand? Now, this man had billions. So as Epstein was basically his girlfriend, you know what I mean? His sugar booger, right? His little play toy thing, right? And I got an image. I'm gonna show y'all the image, right? And so he was in charge of his millions, and that's how he got his connections and all that type of stuff. But he had nothing. He had no money, all right?
Them at Bear Stearns and college, and they placed him in a school. Basically a penniless moron who couldn't graduate from college, and they placed him in a school, and then they sheep dipped him at Bear Stearns, and then Les Wexner, who appears to have had an affair with him, then funded him as a fake billionaire, and that was the launch. Now, Epstein wasn't smart enough to actually run a prostitution ring. That's all Ghislaine Maxwell, okay? Ghislaine Maxwell.
Facts. That's what I told you on the last one. I said Ghislaine was his shout out to Linda. Ghislaine was his handler, right? Now he learned how to navigate, but Epstein, he was a bumbling fool. Even the smart people that met him was like, he is nothing impressive, all right? But he got chosen to do something. He did his dog job well.
Ghislaine Maxwell, okay? He was smart enough to actually run a prostitution ring. That's all Ghislaine Maxwell. Okay, Ghislaine Maxwell, as best I can tell from secondary sources, was running a prostitution ring for the Mossad in New York City. It included children, but they needed a boy and bring people in and kind of basically take it up to the presidential level. And so Jeffrey Epstein was managed by Ghislaine Maxwell. And in one of the things people...
That was his handler. So he's basically saying Ghislaine was already running this children trafficking ring for those who say they're the tribe of Judah and are not, right? Ring. I don't want to say this stuff because you get flagged and stuff, right? But they needed a male face to hobnob with because they wanted to take it up to the political realm, because they're trying, that faction who they work for and her dad is trying to run America, which they kind of secretly are, all right? So they needed to go all the way up in the political stage and get all of them, right? All right. And that's why he was blackmailing. That's why he was recording everything. Okay?
But they needed a boy and bring people in and kind of basically take it up to the presidential level. And so Jeffrey Epstein was managed by Ghislaine Maxwell. And one of the things people don't understand is that the Mossad doesn't just blackmail people for political influence and for money for Israel. They also blackmail corporate chiefs and others to gain special access to the computers so that they can plant backdoors. This is how Robert Maxwell made his name, with a software program called Promise.
So on Friday, I don't want to give it away. I'm going to probably do it on, let me write that too. Let me do that on Friday, right? So they needed access, backdoor access to computers. That's why Jeffrey was in Harvard, MIT, and doing all this stuff. Also, I don't want to give it away. Also, a lot of the things that we use now, Jeffrey Epstein funded almost everything that we use. And everything that we do goes to Jeffrey Epstein. I know y'all didn't know that part. Most of y'all. I didn't know until I'm doing all the files and all that. Everything that we use, you know, that spy that they spying on us, it was all going back to him and his handlers. But Jeffrey Epstein got dibs on all of us. Everything. On Friday, I'm going to bring it out with the receipts from the files and everything, right? Now, crazy. It goes back so far that it makes your head, you like, what? Back in 2012? Back in 2009 and 8 and 7? They've been collecting all of our, he got everything. They got everything on us. That's why they wanted to get TikTok out of the hand of China. That's why the administration wanted to ban the TikTok, because TikTok was doing the same thing, gaining information access to all the American citizens. So our administration stopped it, took it, and now they got it. Well, they already got all our administration, but they couldn't have China having that back door to computer access, what he just said. So they install back doors in the computer, right? In the process. All right?
Program called Promise.
And that's her daddy, Robert Maxwell. But this will come out Friday when I break down with the Epstein money. Well, this thing is crazy rabbit hole, right? And it ties in everything. All right.
So that they can plant backdoors. This is how political influence and for money for Israel, for political influence and for money for Israel. They also blackmail corporate chiefs and others to gain special access to the computers so that they can plant backdoors. This is how Robert Maxwell made his name, with a software program called Promise that installed backdoors in all these government computers. They use these computer backdoors to get advanced knowledge to do insider trading. The greatest practitioner.
But everybody that's in cryptocurrency, Friday, you're going to have a doozy. Now, all my people in my investment group, you know all these flash crashes? You know how me and Yana kept selling the cabal and the insider trading, how they manipulating? Ooh, wait till Yana. I know Yana going to be like, you figured it out. He probably figuring out pieces of it, but I got it because it's in the files. Oh my, I said, now this makes sense. How, because it used to didn't be like that back in 2022. They didn't have the access over the digital currency market to manipulate the trade, the Bitcoin and the price and these flash crashes wiping out people's margin and leverages like that. It's right. Yo, it's so, I said, Epstein had his little dirty little baby dingling and everything. That boy had his little dirty diggler ditty in everybody's pocket. He had his little dirty ditty in everybody. He was in everything, but he was their poster boy. They put him there to be in everything. And he did that job well, right? He might not have been the brightest, the sharpest knife in the stack, but he did that dark work very well. All right?
They use these computer backdoors to get advanced knowledge to do insider trading. The greatest practitioner and enemy of the United States in the industrial espionage arena is not China or Russia or France or Germany. It's Israel and Great Britain.
Now, this
Epstein.
is his
So,
this is his
yeah.
sugar daddy, Les Wexler, Burns and Stairs, these Bear and Stearns, these billionaires, right? Now watch this. Let me give y'all, let me get that receipt. Where it's at? All right, let me find him. Where you at? Let me go back to here. I'll find him. Where you at? Cause you right there with him. Where y'all at? I'll find you. Where you go? Right. Why I can't see you? Why I can't see you? No, I got you. All right. That's not you. What is that? That's the other cloning thing I didn't grab. Oh yeah, I didn't show that one. All right, I'm gonna come back to that. I got so much stuff. I didn't show that one. They're just all over the place because they stopped my internet earlier, and I had to scramble to put everything back together. All right. So where is my picture with him and his? Where are you at? Or did I not grab you and put you in here? Well, if I didn't, I'm gonna grab you from the other one, because that means you in the other one. Yeah, I must have. Oh, that's because that's screenshots. Okay, that's why. Go to TZ tonight. This folder empty. Z tonight. Oh, it is screenshots. I didn't put it in. Okay, so go up, go down. All right, go down to the bottom. I gotta find it. Sorry, guys. I usually much more fluid as I rock these back and forth, but it's just there we go. They spread out. Double click. Here we go. This is his handler. Share screen. Stop share. Share screen. Window. Bang. Share. That's Epstein. Look at him. That's his handler. Shout out to Affinity 777. Now watch this. Look at Epstein's face. Look at his demeanor. That's Wexner. Oh, it cut off my. Oh, I'm gonna find the other one. It cut off my Wexner. It cut off my thing. I'm gonna read this. Now listen. Look how he's sitting with his legs crossed. Don't he look like somebody's itch bay? Sorry, no disrespect, guys. That's his. They gave him to him. That's who was smashing him, turned him into a monster. You understand? Oh, there you go. The Wexner War. Look at this. 2003, everybody. Now, Epstein, who recently loaned his jet to President Clinton, is usually seen in the company of Ghislaine Maxwell, daughter of deceased publishing tycoon Robert Maxwell, after Maxwell fell or was pushed off his yacht in 1991. Right? Maxwell out of here. Your services will not be used no more. It was revealed that he was working for the such and such government and the Mossad, the such and such intelligence service. While Maxwell's ties to the Mossad are well documented, Epstein's connections are less well known. The London Sunday Times quoted a New York Social Observer describing Epstein as follows. He's Mr. Enigmatic. Nobody knows whether he's a concert pianist, property developer, CIA agent, a math teacher, or a member of the Mossad. New York Magazine claims Epstein is the man who moves Wexner's billions around the world. That's his daddy. These serpents. All these billionaire serpents. So this was a boy toy. He's a boy toy. All right? And he's a sick little puppy. The stuff he does to these children. Right? And they repeat the stuff that was done to them. You understand? You know. So now I'm gonna go to another video. I'm trying to walk this. I'm trying to walk this dog. Right? I got so much info trying to walk this dog. So let me come back here. I'm gonna go to the next video, right? because I did, hold on, it's this one. Let me show, because we did this one, right? About, so let me, hold on. And so let me show, because I want to show something else. Oh, let me do this one. Do this one here. Stop share. Share screen, trying to get all my stuff out of the way. Window, bang. That's where I got the image for the thumbnail. Right? Now look what this says. You're in the Epstein files. Body double. I have the body double and I bought nitrile gloves. You are not allowed to use latex. And all containers you mix it in must be very clean so that you don't get other products that could be harmful on the skin. Body double. Located the body double as there was none on the island. On way to Soho to collect it, the body double. None on the island. I sent off a package today and it will arrive tomorrow. Though they couldn't tell me what time, please remember use the gloves that I'm sending you. You're not allowed to use latex. I sent 3 containers of regular body double and 1 container of fast drying body double. The store recommended this. They say the standard is stronger, so better for doing the mold, and then can touch up any flaws or bad areas with fast drying. So Epstein back then, guys, look at the year. This is 2014. They was doing body doubles and stuff. So what do you think? That's why I'm like, y'all think this fool is dead? You crazy? They've been doing this way back then. Now they got these skinwalker suits. All right. Now, let's go to where I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna go to let's go to another video, right? Let me go to this video, right? Because the last video we showed was this one. So let me go stop share, share screen. I got more files. I got more stuff. I got videos and files. I'm gonna go back and forth, right? It's 11 o'clock, not too late. All right, now we're gonna go to bang, share. Now we showed this about that CIA agent telling them what they're doing, right?
And have no one ask where they are. We're also importing children by the plane load. Again, children who have no documentation. It's not just child slavery or child sex abuse. It's also child torture because you have adrenalized blood. You have the whole blood drinking ceremony of the satanic world. It's also the use of children.
Right? So now, because all of the files that I'm going to show y'all and the stuff that's coming out, all of the old stuff hits really different, right? Y'all remember this image right here? Come on, Abriya. Y'all remember this image right here? Some of y'all might watch this. Stop share screen. Let's see if some of y'all remember this image right here. Where he at? Bingo. Have some of y'all seen this before? Y'all know who that is? Little Orlando Brown with panda eyes. Now I know what guys, I can't unsee. Oh, the rabbit hole with the panda eyes. Oh my God. Yo, bro, this stuff and this Epstein stuff, that's why I say I got to put it on a separate Patreon. I can't even show that here. Okay? So I screenshotted this from, they got these little babies, bro. And their eyes are so bloodshot, big and puffed and just all these children. And you should see how sad they look. And this is insane, the stuff that they're doing. By the thousands, they got these kids torturing them. All right? Now, hold on. I wanted to do something. What I wanted to do. Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Let me see if I could find it. All right, let me go back to my screenshots. Right, I could find it because it's a skinny strip. There you go. So stop share. Come back to y'all. Share screen. Window, bang, share. So y'all know, I didn't really know what it was. Panda eyes, or raccoon eyes, or satanic ritual abuse. Pedo code signifiers of children sodomy. Due to the blunt force trauma when they are raping these children, right? And it happens to it could happen to adults as well. But it's much worse in a child because so much blunt force trauma as they're sticking these big things and ripping open the anal cavity. They said there's something inside the anal cavity when it's punctured, something is hit, then the eyes, the blood vessels all explode in the eyes, right? And make them big red blood full eyes, right? Due to the blunt force trauma during sodomization or rectal torture, they torturing them rectally. Yo, those slave dolls that they had with no arms and that they literally had ropes tied with their little nubs spread, and then they had a thing tied and a nub tied back like this with a thing in their mouth open. I'm gonna show y'all on the. I can't show y'all here. I wish we had the freedom to show y'all here, but anyway, so the rectal torture. The eyes can severely bruise and swell up with black circles, creating the panda eyes effect. All right, now, so y'all remember that picture, right? Because everything that they're saying, they used to always say all of this stuff, these people are crazy, right? These crazy, right? These people are just crazy. They're just loopy. They on drugs and all that type of stuff. Look at this baby. He was on the show with the panda eyes. Okay, and he to this day the same thing they try to say Kanye crazy. Now they split personality stuff for their coping mechanism, but they be telling the truth. You understand everything now? All this stuff coming out, right? That what's the name was saying the girl Ali the Ali girl, even Jaguar crazy, but all this stuff coming out, right? But everybody was saying all these people were crazy, right? Share screen. Where you at? Where you at? This is it blood rituals, skinwalkers. Let me grab it. Come back to y'all. Let me grab it. It's this one. That one. It's this one. All right. Come back. Now I should see it. There. It's called Panda Eyes. Copyright disclaimers in effect. Now, this hits different. For educational purposes only, we're reacting to the video. We don't own rights to the video, reacting.
One of the scandals, it's kind of like a Hollywood type of scandal, so this is kind of something that you've kind of touched on before in the past. So I kind of wanted to just get your kind of take on it, man. It was the Balenciaga BDSM scandal. Did you have a chance to check that out?
Yeah, you was telling me a little bit about it last night. Can you what like?
You know these fools are now still wearing Balenciaga, these Satanist serpent seed, right? And it's like the stuff will get exposed, and black people is just the worst, right? Sorry, not sorry, right? They up there, that little Tony Yayo clown. 50 Cent's little boy toy. He up there to me, I got Balenciaga. This Balenciaga. I'm like, bro, how you proud to wear these Satanist stuff, bro? And the stuff they into, but how soon they forget, right? But let's continue.
What go a little bit in deeper form, man. What's going on there?
So basically, they got one of the pictures that I'm looking at right now is a little holding a teddy bear. And the teddy bear is basically dressed in BDSM,
So he said there's a picture of a little boy holding a teddy bear, and the teddy bear was dressed with that sadomasochism stuff on the teddy bear.
Has, like the leather straps on the teddy bear and...
they got that stuff? Okay, so,
And everybody was kind of calling them like Satan worshipers, and that they were trying to like.
Do y'all see this? See, when he was doing all these antics, right? People were laughing and stuff, right? It was really dogs. People still see, but you see, he's so traumatized, right? So even though he's on the drugs is what they use to soothe him. Remember, they said they wish they had more drugs. He was like, you see how he rubbing his neck, and he said, oh, because he touched the nerve. He bought that, that's that PTSD. he started talking about the little boys and what's done. So it literally automatically reflected back to him. And look, and then he said, God, help me, help me. It's like something, help me. Let's.
That stuff. Okay, so you know,
And everybody was kind of calling them like Satan worshipers, and that they were trying to like
You see, he said, help me, Lord.
Everybody was kind of saying that they were kind of Satan worshipers, and that they were condoning exploitation.
So you see what he said? This reporter saying something. He said, I think he said Satan worship.
They were kind of Satan worshipers, and that
He said something.
they were condoning exploitation with dressed like this. And
the thing about it is like the thing like this, bro, is like this, man. Like, so you ever heard of Panda? Like I was telling you, Panda. So you got Panda Panda is a secret code for a certain thing. And so when it comes down to that certain thing, it's so what it is
he said when it comes to that certain thing, it's children.
You basically have a certain nerve in your rectum, and if you touch that nerve, you can turn a person into an animal. You can turn a person into whatever you want them to be if you just hold them down. So pretty much when you see.
So guys, in this, because I'm in the files of the Epstein files and all the videos I'm seeing, all this stuff is just, you can't come back from it. I'm just like, but I got to endure it, right? To expose and bring stuff out, right? But stuff I don't even want to know and see, and I can't undo what I'm seeing and hearing, but it's so crazy. That's why you got to go back, right? Because these people was telling, these are the victims that's telling what happened to them, but people laughing at them thinking they're crazy and stuff, right? So he said, but you got to hear what he said. He's not. So because I seen the files, what he's talking, the one, a G spot in your rectum, right? And that rectum is that chakra. It's the exit. It's the unforbidden hole. It's the forbidden hole. It is not an entrance. It's an exit. So there's nothing supposed to, right? So this is a desecration of the temple from the Most High. And it opens a portal. There's a portal. And he said, literally, once they do that, you can turn them. Listen what he said. You can turn the person into an animal. You can turn them into anything you want to turn them into, a beast, as long as you hold them down. Did you hear what he said? Now, everybody, these are children that they're doing this to, and adults and stuff too, right? That's why I'm like, y'all sisters, be careful where you walking and going, especially y'all, y'all young. And then even if you older, they got in the Epstein files, they got people who after 40-year-olds and up, they got these fetishes that they like to torture and smash 40 and 50 and 60-year-olds. So y'all not even safe. Everybody listen, these Epstein files just opened up the whole can of everything, okay? So listen what he's saying. They can turn the person into anything. Okay, because they're torturing you and hold you and making you into a dog, or making you into, and that's why they get these kids want to identify as furries and all this stuff. Y'all seeing the symbolism of all this stuff, right? So so let's continue. But when he was doing it back then, everybody was laughing and stuff and think, some of us knew he was telling the truth, but we didn't have the fullness of it, right?
Whatever you want them to be if you just hold. You can touch that nerve. You can turn a person into an animal. You can turn a person into whatever you want them to be if you just hold them down. So pretty much when you see black eyes like Blueface and shit like that, he got beat up, but he didn't get beat up where you thought he got beat up. He got beat up somewhere else. Okay. And so the eyes come out. And they call them panda eyes. And they do this so you see people with these.
And they do this to children.
Cigars And you know, all these big celebrities, they all have the cigar in common. That's that big ass thing between their legs that they're sticking in.
So now he's telling you the symbolism. He says, so you see all of these rich people and the celebrities always walking around with these cigars. He says these cigars are actual symbol for their phallic, and it's actually showing that this I do sodomy to, right? I'm part of the satanic ritual abuse stuff. See? Yes, welcome all coming in. So again, a lot of the things we were missing. We were missing these signs because we didn't have all the fullness. So Orlando sounded crazy, right? But they did this to him. They did this to the little boys. What's the little boy from Goonies? The little movies? The little boys, they dead now, and the other ones spoke out about it. The little white actors, the little ones that was in, you know, the Goonies, and they was in all those little movies. I can't think of their name, right? So, and you know, they unalived them. And then the other one, they got the same first name, Corey. Thank you. Corey Feldman and Corey Haim. Thank you. Thank you, Laria. The Coreys, right? Yeah, Lost Boys and stuff. So these things, this happened to him, all of these right? And so as they unalive themselves, or they'll unalive them and stuff, and people thought, you know, they were lying, right? We thought, but now, because of all the Epstein files, all this stuff is released, right? Everything that they're saying is 100% facts. They're just speaking of what they know, what they seen, and what was done to them. All right. But, you know, we look at them because they all on drugs and they kind of crazy because they're coping, right? Shout out to Yaga Baba, right? But no, he was telling,
and you know, all these big.
So look at what he just said. These cigars, these are signals, right? Just like the what they call Pizzagate stuff, all these terminologies and handkerchiefs, right? So he, like, you see them with the big cigar, that's them showing that, yes, I get down with the, right? With the with the abusing, the sodomizing, right? So okay, let's continue. Now I know some of y'all like, well, Dag, I used to like a big cigar. That's because we don't know the thing, right? They take the actual things that we do, like light blue with the squirrely thing means they want, like, pizza is a girl and sauces is a little boy. See, I learned it because now I've been doing it. I've been putting it together, right? So you might like pizza, right? But that means a whole different thing to these Satanists, right? To these elite, these dark world serpent reptilians. You understand? So again, so something is as simple as you walk around tomorrow. I like a good cigar. You've been got in the wrong circle. You see what I mean? And you got that cigar, and they looking at you like, oh, okay, so he down with our, he down. You like, no, the hell I ain't. I'm just smoking on a cigar. I might want to put the cigar down, right? I might want to find out what I'm doing. You understand? So these signs, all right, let's continue.
So and they call them panda eyes. And they do this so you see people with these cigars, and they're you know, all these big celebrities, they all have the cigar in common. That's that big ass thing between their legs that they're sticking in. And it's one big
that they're sticking in children.
Society of it. Now, when it comes down to the selling of the
little ones,
that they're sticking in. And it's one big society of it. Now, when it comes,
and it's one big society of this.
Comes down to the selling of the, there's shipping and trafficking, and people, adults, the moms, the dads, right there on Target commercials.
He said when it comes to the selling of the little ones, they're shipping and trafficking them, moms, dads, everything, right there on television, right there in your face.
In trafficking. And people, adults, the moms, the dads.
Hold on.
Right there on Target commercial. There's shipping and trafficking, and people, adults, the moms, the dads, right there on Target commercials, right there on Walmart commercials. And you're looking at the people that are missing, and they're smiling like they're happy, but they're going back to hell. And that's really what it is, you know.
Bro, he dropped it he's dropping it. But I remember when he was doing this, everybody was just like, yeah, he on drugs and he loony bin and everything. He's telling what he know. He ain't telling what he think. He telling what he experienced and see. And remember the Wayfair, right? Remember, now they talking about Etsy. They got them selling them. They got I think Shopify. They selling them. They still doing this stuff, right? But look what he said. He like these little commercials that you think is all simple and easy. They selling them right there on the commercial, right in our face.
Adults, the moms, the selling of the that's that big ass thing between their legs that they're sticking in, and it's one big society of it. Now, when it comes down to the selling of the, there's shipping and trafficking. And people, adults, the moms, the dads, right there on Target commercials, right there on Walmart commercials. And you're looking at the people that are missing and they're smiling like they're happy, but they're going back to hell. And that's really what it is. You know, these are actually adults. Jeffrey Epstein created this saga, and this is what he is great at doing. He's great at kidnapping someone, turning them into putting them in a dead celebrity's body.
Now listen to this nasty stuff. This got something to do with the cloning and the genetic makeover, the splicing of being. The scripture says that they would do it as worse than the days of Noah, the splicing of humans and stuff, right? Listen to what he's saying. You got to listen between the lines.
Great at doing. He's great at. Jeffrey Epstein created this song. Back to hell. And that's really,
it's crazy. He said they in the commercials smiling and everything, but when it's over, they going right back to hell.
Like they're happy, but they're going back to hell. And that's really what it is. You know, these are actually adults. Jeffrey Epstein created this saga, and this is what he is great at doing. He's great at kidnapping someone, turning them into putting them in a dead celebrity's body and screwing the life out of them after he makes a ton of money off of their ass on his private little beach. So you have a private little beach full of celebrities and bodies getting screwed, and nobody cares because they're supposed to be dead. And this has been a major...
Whoa, he just dropped a whole heap of stuff. All right, and I got other clips coming. I got stuff coming, right? I got some more of the Jeff Epstein files coming, right? Now listen to all that he just said, right? Because the files actually confirm everything he's saying. That's why I show you some of the files of the cloning and stuff, but there's more stuff. They're confirming everything he's saying. Now listen what he just said. He said, and Jeffrey Epstein is the one that concocted it. He did. On Friday, I'm going to show you. This goes way back to 2002, 2001, 2000. Like they was already doing. You have no idea. He was the one putting all of our social media and where we at today. It was, I'm going to show it on Friday. Now listen clearly. Now watch this. Watch this.
In a dead celebrity's body. Adults. Jeffrey Epstein, it is. You know, these are actually adults.
He said these ones that's doing this are actually the adults.
Jeffrey Epstein created this saga, and this is what he is great at doing. He's great at kidnapping someone, turning them into putting them.
He's great at kidnapping someone, turning them into a child,
in a dead celebrity's body,
and putting them inside of a dead celebrity's body. Hold on.
And screwing the life out of them after.
And then torturing them. Satanic ritual abuse, SRA, torturing the life out of them. Now, I'm going to tie it together what he's talking about. He says kidnapping someone, turning them into a child. I don't care if they're a 12-year-old, 11-year-old, 18-year-old, 7. They like them young, but they'll get older ones too, right? Now, but they like the young. That's the slaughter of the innocents. Is Moloch worship, Baal worship, right? That's what it's always been from antiquity, right? Now, what he's talking about, he says they kidnap the child. Let's just use a child or a teenager or something, right? And he said, turn them into a child. Now, remember what he said when he said panderize. He said, when they sodomize them, the blunt force trauma, right? When they anally torture them, it it opens that portal, right? It hits that spot or whatever it is. And he said, what did he say? He said, you can turn them into anything you want to turn them into. A beast, a dog, an animal. So he said Epstein's shtick, Epstein's fetish thing he likes to do, he turned them into a child. So the anal abuse that they would do, and they do it to adults too, right? They would turn the 16-year-old, 15-year-old, 12-year, whatever, into a child from the trauma, from the torture, right? So they are in their mind, they're in a childlike mind state. They're in a, right? And then he said, take that person and put them in a dead person's body. Listen clearly. This is the skin suits, the grafting. So let's say if you got Marilyn Monroe, right? But so what I'm saying is, let's not use old, because they was doing stuff back then, but we got to go more modern. So say some of these new celebrities are unalived, right? You know how they unalive all these rappers and stuff? Boy, y'all don't understand. When they get these big record contracts, right? When they get all this money, and the next thing you know, they end up unalive, right? These celebrities, celebrated entities, one who signs the covenant and stuff. So they got their bodies, right? They got their temple, right? And this is what they do. So he says they put the other entity that they broken, it's like a buck breaking thing, and put them into the body of the celebrity. So on the island, the person is wearing the skin suit of Biggie Smalls or Tupac or somebody, or, Heath Ledger or one of these celebrities, right? One of these, right? And they're walking around, but you have broken them. So they're like a child, you meaning you can make them do whatever it is you want to do. And they sexually torture them in that body suit. So these sadistic, what you call it, serpent seed, rich people, power people, these serpent families, right? These powerful politicians stuff, they pay big money to go there and chase down this spirit of Tupac or whatever this celebrity is, running around the island scared and tortured, and they can torture them and grape them and do all this stuff. All right, now listen clearly.
In a dead celebrity's body, and this is what he actually adults. Jeffrey Epstein created this saga, and this is what he is great at doing. He's great at kidnapping someone, turning them into putting them in a dead celebrity's body and screwing the life out of them after he makes a ton of money off of their ass on his private little beach. So you have a private little beach full of celebrities and bodies getting screwed, and nobody cares because they're supposed to be dead. And this has been a major market.
And nobody cares because they're already supposed to be dead. All right? So now they also got, listen what he's talking. So he's talking well within a will. They got celebrities that you think is dead, trapped on these islands, running around being tortured over and over again, broken, right, in that state, and they're enslaved as well. And nobody's looking for them, and nobody, because they're supposed to be already dead, but they're not. They're being satanically, ritually abused. This is what the devil, this is that tab you pay. That's why you might as well get right with the Most High. You are welcome to the house of the Most High. Yah is his name in the book of Psalms. That's what the title of this YouTube channel is. We are a ministry, a house of the Most High. We are righteous children. We are not a religious nothing. We trying to be righteous. You understand? So this is what they're doing to these people. All right. So you need to get right with the Most High. You understand? We know his name because it says it in the book. You understand? But you better call him the Most High, Father, God. You better call on righteousness. That's that part. I don't know what you call him, but you call him. Get on the phone and call the right. And you're in your righteousness is where he'll help you and stuff. You understand? That's what you got to be trying to come out of this, because this world is getting darker and darker. And these kingdoms, they're trying to clone and make all of us their slaves. That's what they want, right? They say we will own nothing and be happy, right? They want to be a parasitic host on us. They want to enslave all of us so that they can just have their dark joy and of torture and stuff, satanic. Okay, now, all right, let's continue.
Market, a major supposed to be dead, and so you have a private little beach full of celebrities and bodies getting screwed, and nobody cares because they're supposed to be dead. And this
So you have a private little beach full of celebrities running around in children's bodies, children running around in celebrity bodies, and everybody inversion, wheel whipping wheel smoke. Oh my goodness, just torture, the devil hell on earth.
has been a major market that he tried to blame on Oprah Winfrey. So, yeah, that's what I feel about that. And this panda eye thing is, the panda, all that stuff is so real. You want to go get fucked by Shaba until your eyes pop out, go ahead. I mean, that's up to you. But, I just think that, people just need to realize what they're looking at when they're watching the television. Everything is right in front of you. The revolution was televised, and don't nobody give a shit.
Boy, he just dropped that stuff. He like, it's already showed, and everybody looking like they just laughing like nothing to see here.
You believe Jeffrey Epstein was killed?
No, I do believe he's still alive. I do believe that when you have that kind of heat on you, of course you'd still be alive. You wouldn't want to take the heat. And until you find the right person to put the blame on, you're going to stay hiding. So it's very hard to, feel for a person that has no feelings for anyone's, when it comes down to the Grinch, that's how I look at him. It's like, it's a real story. We really have a man out there that wanted to steal Christmas. And how do you steal Christmas? You steal because if
said you steal the children.
you steal you have no more joy.
You steal the children, you have no more joy.
And how do you steal at birth? How do you do that? You turn into a doctor, you turn into a nurse, you turn into the powers that be.
Ooh. And how do you steal the children at birth? You turn into the doctor, you take their innocence. Oh, may the Most High bless this little boy's soul. May he find recompense for all the torture that happened to him as a slaughtered innocent child on his next existence. May the Most High have mercy on this man's soul and any of these children.
That'll protect the person that, so it's really the person, turn earth, more joy. And how do you steal at birth? How do you do that? You turn into a doctor, you turn into a nurse, you turn into the powers that be that'll protect the person that, so it's really intricate with this man, and at the end of the day, I pray that he gets what he deserves. That's all, I just don't pray for mercy on his soul. That's what I can say.
Man, yes, Rohan. They were mummifying. They was doing this stuff in ancient Canaan and Egypt too. The Canaanite stuff. This Anunnaki stuff. They did it in all kingdoms. The same practice. None of it's new. It's just different suits. They doing different practices. They doing different tortures and different, but all of it, none of it's new. All ancient. So these old clips. Now I got some. We going somewhere, right? Because after this one, I'm gonna do this clip, right? And then we're gonna go to a more current. Because I want to go back to the old, because these are things that we missed. And people mocked these people, ridiculed these people, said they were crazy and they were stupid. But now, with all the files released, everything they said is actually been happening. All right? Copyright disclaimers are in effect. We don't own rights to the video for educational purposes only, for reactional purposes only. Share this tab instead. Y'all remember Crazy Roseanne Barr? Oh yeah, she was another one speaking against it all. Copyright disclaimers are in effect.
Burn down all those cities. But an old lady that walks through the Capitol, a grandmother, they throw her in prison. They don't even see it. That's what
They're
I'm
not
telling
even
you.
investigating the Epstein murder. They promised an investigation. They've never done it.
No.
Right.
But I think all of them, the uniparty, they are just trying to, they're scared to death, and they're just.
I like because he said the uni party. That's for all these people talking about, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican, I'm a this, I'm a that. Yeah, you are actually sway though. Because really, unless you are part of this elite bloodline family, you're really none of that. Because they're just a forked tongue, two birds of the same, two wings of the same bird, right? Two barrels of the same shotgun. She called it a uni party, right? I like that. I like that what she said. All right. Now I know you got some of y'all who actually, trying to be a good whatever Republican, Democrat, something, but you need to be a good child of the Most High and come out of that political stuff, because all of them are working for these devils. That whole political stuff is all about devil worship at the top. All right. Now the Most High will use some people to speak out against it. All right. And he used somebody, and I don't like to say it because a lot of people, because I'm not trying to be this part, get upset at me because you being political over here and nobody likes this dude. I watched the Most High use Nebuchadnezzar through the Bible. I watched him, and the Most High will use what he want, and I seen him using somebody that's in the office. Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Sorry, not sorry. And I ain't vote for nobody, but my eyes are open. Y'all better wake up. You guys run around here talking about you woke. Got these demo fools, got all these people, and these are the people that's all in the fight. These are the people who was doing this stuff. You crazy work that you don't understand that all these files, they talk about Biden did this and this one did this and Clinton did this and but Obama did this. He loved the little boy. He loved to do the pendants to the little boy. Like y'all crazy. And y'all sit up and talking about, I'm Democrat and this and this. And you, what are you, boy, be careful what you call yourself. Be careful what you eat, what you yoke yourself to. Do you understand that? Yes, you have to. So for those, you have to vote, in your local elections, because that presidential stuff. If you think your little vote is making a difference, they put in who they want to put in. That's a whole thing, right? But whatever. But yes, your local elections, you're trying to get things done in your neighborhood and stuff. It's still a game, right? That's why these politicians, all they do is lie, right? Their job is to lie to you, trick you, deceive you. If their job is to lie, deceive, cheat, steal, then what is that? Those are devils. That's the child of the devil. So that's the position itself is showing you who's behind it, who runs it. That ain't of the Most High, and that's all they do. They paid to do that, all right? Give you a big shaft, a stiff one, right when you like, they promise me all this stuff, and then once you get the position, you go, right? You go, they for sale. Mammon, the god of Mammon is their god. All right? The love of that is that evil, the root of all this evil. All right, now, she said the uni party. Watch this. So everybody disrespecting Roseanne. She's psychopath, right? But watch this.
They've never done it.
No.
Right.
But I think all of them, the uniparty, they are just trying to, they're scared to death, and they're just trying to protect themselves, because when that list comes out and all the other stuff is declassed, it's going to be like worse than the emperor naked.
She said they just scared these politicians, and they're trying, because they know when all this stuff come out, right, they're going to be exposed.
It's going to be the emperor went to Epstein Island and ate people. And they do that. They eat babies. That is not bullshit. It's true.
So it's not just the dogs and the cats, not just the pets.
It's not just the dogs and the cats. They're full-on vampires. And everybody still thinks I'm crazy, but I'm not crazy. They're full-on vampires. They love the taste of human flesh, and they drink human blood. They do, Tucker. Stop staring at me.
So you see, he tried to mock her, right? So it's not just dogs and cats, right? Same thing with Orlando. You think, because yes, they, they kind of, it's like, man, it be the village idiot, the one that be sitting up there telling you the truth, right? It be the one sitting up there, he be like, they did this, they did. They be like, that's just the village idiot, right? Nobody listens to him, right? And he the one, because he's seen what they doing until it's too late. Until it's too late.
I'm not crazy. They're full on vampires. They love the taste of human flesh and they drink human blood. They do, Tucker. Stop staring at me like that.
You're freaking me out, man. Because
They
you
do.
spent your life in the entertainment business, so I think you have some authority on this.
So many kids that I was in mental institutions with over the years, they are all from those cults. And they've covered it all up. They covered it all up. And, I just pray to God.
See, this is the thing that separates the truth from fantasy. She's speaking real life experience. That's what Orlando doing. She said all of those children that she was in the mental institution with, they all are victims from the cult. That's why they in the institutions. And people just say they in there because they crazy. They in there because of what is done to them, and they cover it all up.
So many kids that I was in mental institutions with over the years, they are all from those cults. And they've covered it all up. They covered it all up. And, I just pray to God. I'm just going to pray to God that he opens everybody's eyes in this country. By the time we go into vote for Trump, that he will open up everybody's eyes and they will stop pretending to be asleep. You know what they say? You can't wake people up that are pretending to be asleep, but I pray to God, please wake up even those who are pretending to be asleep with the irrefutable truth of what the worst people on this planet are really up to. They are really up to that. They're doing it. There are so many victims. There are so many victims. There are so many children victims that are now adults. There are so many adult victims who have been raped and brutalized and seen their brothers and sisters murdered in these houses where their parents are, drug addicts, and because that happened to them too. It is at, what did they call it when COVID, what was that? The
Big lie.
No, that big lie. Yeah.
Epidemic.
But they said pandemic. What's the word?
Epidemic.
Epidemic. Thank you, honey. The epidemic in
Thank you, honey.
America. The epidemic in America is child sexual abuse, and I just want people
Do
to.
you see how he's trying to mock her? He said, "Thank you, honey," right? And everything, nothing she's saying is funny. It's all the truth and serious. And this is from when Biden was in, right? And we ain't talking politics, but she was talking about, because when y'all don't realize this, I don't care. I'm not a politician. I ain't vote for nothing. But when Trump was in the first time, he started exposing Pizzagate, exposed Clinton. He exposed all the pedophiles. I remember that, right? And then once he got out, they took over again, Biden and them, and they just mushed it all under the rug. And that's how all this stuff just kept. And that's what she was speaking on, all right? And now it's back exposed again. Understand something. Biden and them, I'm not Republican or Democrat. They had this stuff this whole time and nothing was ever released. Y'all better get your intelligence on and get out of this. You're letting these people dupe you, thinking you Democrat. Oh, I'm this and I'm against Trump and I'm against the Republicans. I'm against this. You gotta be pro-truth, bro. Discern what's happening. Look at people's fruit. Look what's happening. Okay. They could have released this whole time, and when is it getting released? Now. Do y'all not understand? And it was trying to get released before. And who's all, y'all tripping. I'm sorry. But if you don't gotta listen, don't listen. Because when they coming, you'll see. And then
The epidemic in
Thank you, honey.
America, the epidemic in America is child sexual abuse, and I just want people to see it. I want people to open up their eyes and see how prevalent and horrible it is. 1 of 3 girls, 1 of 4 boys in this country today. It's just horrible, and you just can't lie it away anymore. It's going to get more and more apparent, and you got to choose your side. You know what I said? When they didn't pass.
she said, choose your side. That ain't Republican or Democrat. That mean righteous or unrighteous. That mean the Most High or adversaries, light or dark. That's what choose your side means. Because when they are snatching up these children, when they are snatching up these adults and putting them into these satanic ritual abuse things and sex trafficking, they're not asking, are you a Republican or a Democrat? They're not asking you, is your mother a Republican? Because if she's Republican, then good. Or she's a Democrat, then good. No. They ain't asking none of that. You've been fooled. You've been hoodwinked and bamboozled again. And that's the divide. That's the civil war they're trying to happen. Because they got people not understanding. You think you really understand the politics when you don't. It's really about righteousness and unrighteousness. These are satanic, devil, Baal, Moloch, Remphan. You can call them what you want. Triune, their images. You can call them Enlil, Enki, Anunnaki. You can call them Thoth, Thoth. You can call it whatever. It's nothing new under the sun. It's light versus darkness.
Pass that safe law, boy, on my side. You know what I said? When they didn't pass that safe law, boy, choose your side. You just can't lie it away anymore. It's going to get more and more apparent, and you got to choose your side. You know what I said? When they didn't pass that safe law, boy, am I getting mad.
Okay, just for people with the baby eating thing, can we just clear this up once and for all?
Mm-hmm.
And you're probably going to get mad at me because I was big into Pizzagate. I totally believe that they eat babies. I'm not saying they don't, but I've never seen a baby being eaten. I just want to be clear. Have you ever seen a baby being eaten? You've heard about it. Like, you've never been in a party where they're like eating a baby.
I have never personally seen.
Right.
But I have, because I have.
Well, I have now from looking at the Epstein video files. I can't unsee it now. All right? Shout out to Eddie. I can't unsee the stuff in this Epstein files. I wish I would have never seen this stuff. I can't even but all right, let's continue.
Mental disorders.
Yeah, people have talked to you.
A through Z.
Yeah, you've got them all.
And I've been hospitalized.
People have talked.
Because I have never personally.
You've heard about it. Like, you've never been in a party where they're like eating a baby.
I have never personally seen.
Right.
But I have, because I have mental disorders.
Yeah, people have talked to you.
A through Z.
Yeah, you've got them all.
And I've been hospitalized several times for dissociative identity disorder.
Right.
And in groups with people who also have it. And many of them, in fact, I would say the majority of them are survivors of satanic ritual abuse.
Right. So let's get
to it. All of them say they have seen their own babies sacrificed and eaten.
You're talking when you're on Tucker with Stitch, because this is why people say you're crazy. You're talking about, you've actually talked to victims of this, family members of this.
You know, all the victims of abuse come to me because they think of me as their mom. That's what I don't get why people don't get that.
No, I think people get that.
They do.
Absolutely. And you have talked to victims. You've been on this.
Boy, people hate their moms, don't they? Fucking people hate their moms. Think about that.
You should hate your mom. She's a bad mom. I think.
I agree.
And I think there's a lot of bad moms out there. But no, you're naturally inclined to love your mom. But anyway, that's a whole other podcast.
Well, that's what fucks you up is when you love your abuser. That's what makes your mind break.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So I think about all the people out there who
Now,
have.
you see what she just said? Y'all remember my last live stream when Epstein was doing the experiment with the German that he was doing on the Ethiopians and the Africans, and he made his AI simulation. And what did he said? He said, you want to break the mind of his torturers to make the abuser love them. Exactly what she just said.
Dissociative disorder and don't even know they got it.
Yeah.
The people out there, abuser. That's what makes your mind break.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
I think about all the people out there who have dissociative disorder and don't even know they got it.
Yeah.
But like clue number one is, hey, do you say one thing and then do another? You should think about that. I want you to think about that. Do you often say one thing and then do another? Not just another, but it's complete opposite.
I think you're frozen. Can you hear me at all? Let's see. Which one is this? Yeah, you froze? Okay. Let's see, yeah. Let's see. All right. Let's see if he comes in for a second. Okay, I'm going to start with Psalms 148. Psalms 148. Praise ye the Most High. Praise ye the Most High from the heavens. Praise him in the heights. Praise ye him, all his angels. Praise ye him, all his hosts. Praise ye him, sun and moon. Praise him, all ye stars of light. Praise him, ye heavens of heavens, and ye waters that be above the heavens. Let them praise the name of the Most High Yah, for he commanded, and they were created. He has also established them forever and ever. He hath made a decree which shall not pass. Praise ye the Most High from the earth, ye dragons in all deep, fire and hail, snow and vapors, stormy winds fulfilling his word, mountains and all hills, fruitful trees and all cedars, beasts and all cattle, creeping things and flying fowl, kings of the earth and all people, princes and all judges of the earth, both young men and maidens, old men and children. Let them praise the name of the Most High Yah. His name alone is excellent. His glory is above the earth and the heavens. He also established the horn of his people, the praise of all his saints, even the children of Yasharal, a people near unto him. Praise ye the Most High, Yah Yah. Praise Yah. I got some more for you, don't even worry. Let's see. I can do a quick prayer first, just in case. All right. Praise Yah. First of all, Shalom, everyone. Shalom is peace and blessings. It's great to have you all with us. It's great to be here with you. I'm just going to say a quick prayer first. We praise you, Yah Yah. We come together, your children in your house. We are all assembled from different parts of life, different places, each and every one of our own bubbles, each and every one of our own houses, each and every one of our own bodies. We are consecrated and still and resting in your presence. We are honored and overjoyed to be here with you. We are honored and overjoyed to speak your name. We are honored and overjoyed just to be one with you and just to be in your likeness and image, growing in your light and being more and more like unto you. That as we go into the world, as we go into spaces that are unknown, as we go into even familiar places, as things change, that we bring forth that oneness that we have with you out into the people, and that we can just do great unto you, that we can do goodness unto you, that we can do goodness unto our neighbors. We thank you, Yah, and we just want to be like you in your image as we come and sup at your table to learn and to feast and to be still. We are so grateful and we are so honored, O Most High. And we say, Tayada, which is thank you. Praise Yah, praise Yah. Thank you, Yah. Okay. I have Ephesians chapter 5. And if he comes in, just tell me, okay? Ephesians 5, verse 1. Be therefore followers of the Most High as dear children, and walk in love as the Messiah also have loved us, and have given himself for us an offering and a sacrifice to the Most High Yah for a sweet-smelling savor. But fornication and all uncleanness or covetousness, let it not be once named among you as becometh saints. Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks. For this ye know, that no whoremonger or unclean person, nor covetous man, nor an idolater, hath any inheritance in the kingdom of the Messiah and of the Most High Yah. Okay, there you are.
Thank
Shalom.
you. Shalom. Thank you, daughter of Yah, for covering the house. I apologize, guys. As I said, I'm going through my mobile hotspot and my phone went dead. I'm not used to doing this like this. So I was plugged into my mobile hotspot and I never plugged the charger in. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, what happened to I look and my phone I'm like, no. And then when I went to restart the phone, it wanted to update the software. You know how I'm like, of course it did. So I apologize. And my internet still ain't on, which is crazy. I'm like, what are they doing, bro? All right, that's supposed to have been on. All right, so let's get back. Share screen. Bang, share. All right. Thank you, Hakiyama, for covering the house, covering the study, and everybody. All right. Here we go. So back. Hold on. Make that full screen. Here we go.
About it is goddamned.
Yeah.
Me for saying goddamn because you don't even know what you're talking about. There's so goddamn many of us, and forward is a liar and crazy.
That's how they.
Crazy, and they've always said I'm crazy.
But you've always talked.
So she said they always said I'm crazy. They said anybody who was victimized from these pedos, these Satanists, right? They always try to say you crazy, right? And she said they always say they're crazy.
They say every victim who comes forward is a liar and crazy.
That's how they keep.
That's how they fucking shut you up. But you know what? There's so goddamn many of us, and don't get on me for saying goddamn because you don't even know what you're talking about. It is goddamned.
Yeah. Anyone
and
has
I
a
have the
problem
authority to say it as a Jewish Torah student of. I am 72 years old, and I've studied Torah since I was 3. So. Talk to the hand, bitch.
All right, so you've been talking about this pedophile elite pirate Ponzi.
She is a hot mess, right? But this is how you got to have this discernment, right? You got to listen to even the street fool, right? Because a broken clock is right once a day. I think it's 2 times a day. What's that saying? Right? So, right? So again, even those who've been victimized, who might not have all their mental faculties, they still say truth. You gotta eat the fruit and spit out the pits. You know, understand? You gotta murk through the muck and mire. I forgot what they call that. Swim through it to get to the truth. That's how you discern truth, right? I can get it from anywhere, right? When I was in the streets, I used to listen to those winos and stuff. So they got that wisdom, boy. They'll sit there. They be like Joe Louis, 1935. Joe Louis, Jackie Robinson, 1336. And every now and then they just start dropping some jewels on you. You heard? I used to soak those up when I was little. That's why I have a lot of wisdom now. That's why I got all this wisdom, because I was that sponge child. I'm like, I'm trying to get any wisdom where I can get it from whoever I can get it from, right? People are so partial in their receiving of understanding because they're in different prejudices and they get different ideologies, or they're different. Anybody you would learn from a baby. You heard better. That's what scriptures say. All right, let's continue.
I think for as far as I can tell, MK Ultra for at least 35 years, right? 30 years.
Absolutely.
I used to make fun of you. Remember, I used to think you were crazy. So this is not, I just want to be really clear. A lot of people
Pedo, Ponzi,
Right.
pirate, priest class.
Let me just set the stage and I'll hand it over to you. A lot of people think you've gone crazy since you've left and border. And now you're babies.
It's breaking up again.
And from pedophiles, this is something you doing.
That's the reason they're pro that shit.
Right.
It's breaking up again.
It was breaking up as it's playing.
Yes, and
video's
it's choppy. The audio is breaking up as well as the video and your screen.
Oh crap! Hold on. I don't know what to do with that, because we just working off this. It was going smooth before too. I wish I would have had my phone plugged in. It was going nice and smooth. We was going through the lesson.
You're
and I got
smoothing
more
out
stuff.
now, and I can see your video moving fine. Let's try
Okay,
again.
so now it's all right.
They're sexual libertines, and they were thrilled to get Ruth Bader Ginsburg in there.
All right, let me get to I'm gonna get to another clip. Watch this. Let's go. Share this tab instead. Here we go. I'm gonna get back to the boy Epstein file clips. I just want to bring some of Roseanne. She was speaking out against it for all these years. They said she crazy. The other dude, anybody that was speaking out against this stuff, they said they crazy. Now the files is showing ain't nobody crazy. All right. Now here go Bill Snakes. One of the see, a lot of these peoples are popular in these Epstein files, and this is one of them right here. Y'all remember this clip right here? Copyright disclaimers are in effect for reactional purposes only, educational purposes. Let's go. Watch this part.
Reducing population growth. That's this big benefit. The key thing you can do to reduce population growth is actually improve health.
And reducing population, everybody. These are these Satanists, because that's what they are. Satan, SRA. What is it called? Satanic ritual abuse. All right? Now, they talking about reducing the population. Y'all remember this Bill Snakes devil was speaking this stuff? He's still speaking it, right? And now Epstein's speaking it. And that's who was funny. He all in the Epstein. I'm about to show y'all, right? Satanist ritual abuse. All right. Now they're talking about reducing the population. How you unaliving people? These devils that right now. Watch this.
Reducing population growth. That's this big benefit. The key thing you can do to reduce population growth is actually improve health.
In the developed countries, the big winners are countries that have shrinking populations.
I would.
BlackRock. Right? All these serpents. So these are these soul serpents on these these are these people with these covens doing this harming innocence and all this stuff that they're into allegedly, right? So they're talking about he talking about the way that you reduce population is to make people more healthy. What kind of forked tongue is that? Right? And he's saying healthy because I'm going to give you a concoction, a witch's brew that I done brewed up for you. Come on, Leonard. I done put together a witch's concoction, and it's going to make you more healthy. And the way to, come on, it's that forked tongue.
Population growth. That's this big benefit. The key thing you can do to reduce population growth is actually improve health.
In the developed.
Do you hear that? Listen to what that forked tongue just said. The key thing to reduce population growth is to increase health. Huh? If you increase everyone's health, then the population should grow even more because everybody's sexual libido, everybody will be healthy and strong and more baby. What is you talk? See, because he's talking about their twisted kalalaya, a dark side of health. The health we talking about is liberty, healthy cells and healthy children. Their health is being in devilish. Their health is being torturing and harming others. That's a healthy. So they are healthy when they're inflicting pain and torture on something, right? It's called the opposite. It's the completion, the opposite of everything has a total complete opposite. You understand? It's called a kalalaya in the original Habaraya tongue, right? It's a completion. The Most High created completion. You understand? Everything is the equal and opposite reaction. Everything, where there's dark, there's light. Where there's up, there's down. It's always a completion. All right? So, yeah, so they're talking from that forked tongue that their completion of healthy means their healthy is them consuming us. That's healthy for them, but it's not healthy for us. All right? Now,
In the developed countries, the big winners are countries that have shrinking populations.
In the developed countries, the big winners in those countries are those that have shrinking populations. So, unaliving people, okay? Shrinking the population, all right? Here we go. Look these, all these serpents. Listen to these serpents.
I would like to reduce the number of people on the planet because there's too many of us. When we invest
I would like to reduce the number of people on the planet. If that ain't the devil talking, I ain't never heard a devil talk. What gives any person a right to sit up? Can you imagine I fix my little folio blackety black mouth to sit up there and say, I would like to reduce the population on the planet by 4 billion people. I'm going to just kill 4 billion people, reduce the population on the planet. And look at this nasty McNasty on the screen. Oh yeah, I'm sorry if you a dimmer fool, if you a rebel, whatever. I ain't no politician, but I watch these serpents, and this is a big serpent. This little nasty booger, praise the Most High she ain't in office. Because if she was in office, we be all screwed. We be all diddied on Epstein. Epstein have a cigar and all our poom pooms. Pause. Pause, no pause. Y'all know what I mean. I mean that euphemistically. Do you understand? This little devil. Remember Kamala, the Kamala, the cackling hyena. Watch what she say. Listen to Kamala.
Clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population.
Did you hear what the cackling hyena said? She want clean energy, electric vehicles, and reduce the population. Yeah, you demo fools. I don't care about you. I don't care about y'all politic crap. I care about truth, because y'all the one gonna march people into a burning bush, a burning fire, a burning house, and then later you're gonna say, well, I didn't know, because you're stupid is what stupid does. Wake up and snap up out of it. That's why we bring truth to power on this channel. Raw and cut with no chaser. And I ain't a politician political at all. Do you understand? I ain't even got the right to vote. So you can miss me with this stuff. You heard? This part. This cackling hyena. Did you hear what she said? She want to reduce the population. Down with these serpents. Listen.
Populations. I would like to reduce the number of people on the planet because there's too many of us.
When we invest in clean energy and electric vehicles and reduce population,
What the?
more of our children can breathe clean air and drink clean water.
The world today has 6.8.
If we do all, she's a boo-boo-the-fool, and reduce the population, more of our children. Whose children? What population are you reducing? Who are you unaliving to reduce this population? And they want to reduce it what did he say? By 6 to 8 billion. So you only want 3 billion left?
Now, the world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion.
Well, we there right now, and we doing fine. You see, this is how you say, you know how they say stuff don't age well, right? He said back then, 6 to 8 billion, we headed to 9 billion. I think we over 9 billion right now. And everybody if you leave our food alone, if you stop buying up and let us grow our food, let us grow our natural resources, if you stop buying up our land, you stop taking the seeds out of the food and storing it up in these bunkers and stuff, you leave us alone, you devil serpents. I wish the Most High, that's the judgment gonna come, let it rain on these devils. Y'all better be righteous, guys. Y'all better stay in your righteousness, because this stuff is nasty and it's getting nastier. And these serpents are dark and they're getting darker, and they don't care about nobody but their own bloodline. These blue bloods, that's all they care about. That's all they cared about from ancient times. This the fallen angel Anunnaki. Ain't nothing but the fallen angels. That's what this stuff is. You heard? These are the descendants of these fallen. You understand? And that's all they care about. You know what they talking about? Reducing the population so they can have drone workers, us, robots. They want robots. They want to be a parasitic host of us to be slave state, right? So they just want them to have they already got all the money. They got all the money. They got all the power. They got all the resources. They got all the food. They got all the land. They got all the air. They got everything, but nothing. It's an insatiable desire to consume because of this dark, devilish behavior. It's an adversary. You want to know the devil? You look at the devil. People talk about ain't no devil. The devils are walking this earth. You heard? And they controlling this stuff. And those children of the Most High that's starting to wake up, we speaking out. Speak truth to power. You understand? And I'm so glad that now I can actually say some of this stuff. Do you not know I lost my first channel? You know why I lost my first channel, my big channel? It's because that was growing big. It's because I was speaking this truth to power back in 2021. Do you understand? When the other administration was in and they were censoring everything, they had this whole witch hunt, and they called us conspiracy theorists, and they called us truthers, and they took all of our channels. That's why they made Rumble and all this stuff. I got caught up in that. That's why I only got 3,000 subscribers and stuff. And why you think the word and the teaching and the stuff that come from this channel is so powerful, because now we actually have more freedom that we could say things. We couldn't even say certain things online. Come on, Dustin, I got caught up in that. I would have hundreds of thousands, probably almost 1 million subscribers and all that, being able to have the word, shout out to Leo, going out, right? But I got caught up in that. Now, all of a sudden, we now got a little bit more freedom. We didn't have that 4 years ago with Kamala and them. They were still censoring everything we say, right? You couldn't say nothing against no rainbows. You couldn't say nothing against these people with the... I'm still, so we still traumatized. Y'all hear me? I'm still so traumatized. I can say certain things, I'm still scared to say it. You understand? Because I'm like, I don't want to lose my channel. You know what I mean? Because what happened if this administration gets out and then these people come back in and they're going to go right back, it's going to be a witch hunt against for anybody that spoke the truth. They didn't want us speaking no truth. They just want us to shut up and let them just do everything. And you hear what they saying? They want to reduce the population. Let's continue. That's why I'm glad that little cackling hyena ain't in office. We'd be screwed. I'm glad. Nah, let me not. Let me reel it in, reel it in. All right, let's continue.
Now, the world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that. We're taking things that are...
Did you hear what he said? The world has 6.8 billion people. It's going up to 9 billion people. If we do a good job on new vaccines, healthcare, we can reduce that number. See, this is the forked tongue. And they said this on TED Talks. They said it all over the place. They said it live. I heard it when he said it back then, right? And I'm sitting up here like, do the people hear these serpents? This forked tongue. He's something talking about if we do vaccines and we do good health care and you take everything we tell you to do, we're going to reduce your population by billions of people. What? So the things you're telling us that you're going to do to us, the healthy foods you're saying and the vaccines you're saying you're going to give us is going to kill a third of us? Hello? You can't say they ain't tell you, dog. That's the laws of the Shamayan, which y'all call heaven. The Most High got that written. There's laws of heaven, Shamayan. And these dark serpents, because this is all spiritual warfare, these serpents, they know that there's a creator of all things, Most High, and they serve the adversary of that creator of all things, a righteous and an unrighteous, right? And the laws of heaven, of the Shamayan, they're spiritual laws. Most of y'all don't know spiritual warfare. They're spiritual laws. And those spiritual laws say that the darkness has to reveal everything that they are going to do. This gives the righteous, the light, gives us a chance to be able to discern with our free will to have a chance to fight against it. Because the darkness is so wicked, that's why the Safariyat that they call the Bible says, be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove. Because these serpents have this wisdom, this dark wisdom, and they're ever vigilant in their darkness, right? And some of us righteous, we just like la 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 la, we just want good times and laughing. So we would have no wins if the Most High didn't have laws in the heavens that said that all darkness has to reveal all their plans. So they put it in TV shows, they put it in movies, they tell you in politics, they say it, they put it all over the line, they tell you, so that if you ignore it, if you don't pay attention, if you think they just talking, then you are agreement by default. You are in agreement by stupidity, by ignorance. You understand? You've consigned with it through your ignorance. No, we call to be wise, we call to discern, and we call to rightly divide, so that we can act on these serpents. So I call it all out. Truth to power. I don't listen none of that crap that they say don't go over my head. I hear everything. I watch that fork. I watch that tongue as it forked as they speak. I'm like, what did they just say? Rewind that. While the people, the sheeple, the masses, they just sleep. They didn't run. Remember they wanted to go back to a new normal. These fools had everybody put a mask over their nose and mouth and take a unregulated concoction for myostatin or mRNA to change your DNA, your genetics. They put all type of crap in that ain't even regulated. Like what? And then after they took it, they said if you take this, then you won't have no COVID and you'll be free. And then after they took it, they still said, no, we got another variant. This one, they made them take 4 and 5 and 6, and they still didn't have their freedom. And people just wanted to go to the new norm. I ain't take none of it. Because I ain't never been boo-boo the stupid fool. And if you have been boo-boo the fool, my condolences to you. Repent for it. Don't be boo-boo the fool the next time around. Because these serpents are trying to make it happen again. Everybody listen clearly. They want it to happen again.
8 billion people, that's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that. We're taking
and people are dying by the masses right now, Dustin, all age groups, and they think it is from this and from that. Now listen what he said. If you take the stuff,
we're taking reproductive health services, reproductive health vaccines, healthcare, on new vaccine, great job on. Now, if we do a really great job,
if he does a really great job inoculating, poisoning people
on new vaccines, health.
So that's what he's going to use, vaccines.
Care.
He's going to use healthcare. He's going to come out and say, this is good for you.
Reproductive health services.
And reproductive health service for the women.
We could lower that. We're taking.
You're going to lower the population. You're going to unalive them. Now listen what he says here. We're taking
things that are, genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein.
What the?
So in the next 5 to 10.
We're taking genetically modified organisms that we concocted, and we're just shooting them right into the little kids' veins. We're just popping. This little devil was harming the mess out of these babies. And I'm talking about doing the Diddy stuff and stuff to them. These crazy psychos on these islands where they got these people being tortured. Allegedly. Allegedly.
Genetically modified organisms, and we're injecting.
So this is what they doing to the kid. And look how he did it. Y'all remember when he did this? I remember these clips. These clips hit different now with the Epstein files out. And we about to read Epstein file on him soon as this finished.
Taking things that are, we could lower that. We're taking things that are, genetically modified organisms and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein.
What the?
So in the next 5 to 10 years, for the next pandemic, we'll solve all those problems.
You say the next pandemic, there will be another pandemic.
Absolutely. We don't.
So the next 5 to 10 years, when the next pandemic, see, right there, you should be locked up. They look, well, I come from another world. I come from the world of if right is wrong and wrong, right, your actions, you got to pay judge calls for your actions. You got to be held accountable for every word. Your yays be yays, your nays be nays. You ain't about to say something like this. You about to unalive billions of people, and I'm about to let you run around. You about to talk about with your forked tongue that you're going to do all these concoctions that's going to unalive all these people, and then you release this thing, and you say in 5 years it's going to be another one. How you know? You just so you saying you going to do another one? And we 5 years right now. Come on, Raimi. Come on, Laria. That's why I'm glad that they ain't in the office. Cackling hyena. Everybody listen. So y'all been hoodwinked. I swear y'all think y'all, because y'all want to hate this person and hate that person. Use your mind. Clearly think. If they was in office right now, they would be, this is where they would be pushing. We would not have the freedoms we got now, all the things we're able to say and do, right? And they would be pushing. Next thing you know, they'd be like, a lockdown is coming. There's another vaccine. They'd be like, out in Scubacabapia, something happened, and now it's making its way to America. So everybody, you got to put masks on, and here we go again. And the second time is a wrap. I knew that anyway. The first time was testing the waters to see how far they could push people in the divide, right? The second time gonna be over, right? And the only reason why I ain't here, because they ain't in office. That's the only reason why I ain't here right now. Now listen what he said. In 5 years, he said in 5 years, that's right now, right? 2025, 2026. Listen what he said.
Absolutely. We don't know when.
History teaches us that pandemic, there will be another
Problems, pandemic. So in the next 5 to 10 years, for the next pandemic, we'll solve all those problems.
You say the next pandemic, there will be another pandemic.
Absolutely. We don't know when.
History teaches us that the next pandemic is a matter of when, not if.
We know what's next. We're going to have another major coronavirus pandemic before the end of this decade, before 2030.
If we really want to prevent the next pandemic, and there will be...
So how soon we forget? Y'all remember this? You see all these 13 bloodlines, illuminated devil worshippers? You see? All these talking about the next pandemic, the next pandemic. It sounds like little, we control the world. I'm in the world. I'm in the world. What's it? Pinky in the Brain or something. Like these little cartoons, right? These little psychopaths, right? Just and got people tied up in their little torture chambers and stuff, allegedly. Okay? Right?
Before the end of this decade, before 20, we're going to have another major coronavirus pandemic.
When, not if.
We know what's next. We're going to have another major coronavirus pandemic before the end of this decade, before 2030.
If we really want to prevent the next pandemic, and there will be one, there will absolutely be an outbreak of another pandemic. It may be next year.
We need more money to...
You see? You know why they're saying it? Because they're going to release it. I'm just glad they out of there.
May be next year.
We need more money to plan for the second pandemic. There's going to be another pandemic.
You see?
Reducing populating them in little kids.
Sleepy Joe. We need the next pandemic. The next pandemic. I ain't heard no I'm sorry, no disrespect, but I ain't heard this administration talk about no doggone pandemic. I ain't heard them talk. I heard we need money for more military defense budget, and we need Greenland, and we need Cuba, and we need that's what I heard. We need Colombia because Russia and China is in the Arctic Ocean, and we need to secure the Western Hemisphere. I seen battle warrior stuff. I ain't seen none of this crap. I ain't heard none of this. This all we heard from all those years from Obama and all these crappy presidents in there. Obama was all with non-male and female, created them, and everybody is all these furries crap. All you hear with them was more toxic, more unalivings, more reduce the population, take this poison and this, and you can't say this, and no freedom of speech and no other, all this stuff. I don't hear none of this stuff now. What I hear, listen, Iran, if you keep unaliving these, you ain't Russia, you ain't doing this, China, I hear actual political strategic moves to keep your country safe from invading. That's what I'm hearing. I'm not hearing no actual poisoning and destroying the actual citizens and unaliving them. You understand? Where a carton of eggs is $15, G. $15, G. $15. I'm glad I don't eat no matter of flesh and blood. Come on, y'all. I'm glad I don't eat none of that crap, because I'd have been hungry, because I can't afford $15 eggs. Okay, I couldn't afford no real bunch of stuff since the stimulus checks. And those stimulus checks came right on time, and they didn't come from them dudes. And I hear that part. It didn't come from that administration. No, it didn't. How soon we forget. I don't forget. Sorry. So I'm glad for this grace period that we got, and everybody, we got more freedoms to speak. People's channel, we able to speak. People can take Truth Channel. Like I can be on here at 12 o'clock at night. I don't know how many on the live right now, hundreds of people and stuff, and we could teach the truth and point out this darkness where I couldn't before, because they would shadow ban me and take me down. Stopping y'all remember they used to stop our videos live midstream, cut me off. Like, what the crap? They're like, this live stream is no longer in service. I'm like, my goodness. Doggone word police. All right, let's continue. These serpents, Bill Snakes, and they all in the Epstein files. So the crazy part is, everybody you see in here talking, they all mentioned in the Epstein files with doing the most hideous things to these children.
Modified organisms, and we're injecting them in little kids' arms. We just shoot them right into the vein.
What the?
So in the next 5 to 10 years, for the next pandemic, we'll solve all those problems.
You say the next pandemic, there will be another pandemic.
Absolutely. We don't know when.
History teaches us that the next pandemic is a matter of when, not if.
We know what's next. We're going to have another major coronavirus pandemic before the end of this decade, before 2030.
If we really want to prevent the next pandemic, and there will be one, there will absolutely be an outbreak of another pandemic. It may be next year.
We need more money to plan for the second pandemic. There's going to be another pandemic.
May the Most High stop y'all right in your tracks. The devil's a lie. There will be no next pandemic. We need to, they got y'all fighting against each other. I need to fight these devils. Watch this. So this is Bill Snakes. So let's see what this Bill Snakes talking about. There's going to be a next pandemic, and we need to do this, and he want to fight for us on behalf of the next pandemic, right? So Bill Snakes, what was you doing? What was you doing on Epstein Island? Watch this. Let's get back to the files. Share screen, right? We're going to close out soon. We'll be back to the files. Window. Look at this. Bill Snakes. Let's go, because the files are out. You heard? The files that they wouldn't release. Oh, they've been released, and they're redacting the names and stuff now, too. I was going to do that tonight, but I'll do that another time, right? So look at Bill Snakes, right? So Jeffrey is writing to Boris, right? So Jeffrey said, I had such and such had emailed Bill, this Bill Snakes. Bill had emailed me a couple of times. No, this girl, Bill's victim, Bill Snakes, whoever she is, had emailed me a couple of times over the past 2 months. After I sent her that note, she said she had little money. She couldn't even afford an air conditioner. She was living on a friend's couch, and she really needed money. Epstein, they talking about Bill Snakes. So I sent her some money. Your friend Bill is nuts. Even Epstein is like, you know you bad when Epstein talking bad about you. Listen clearly. Your friend Bill is nuts. His former girl can't afford an air conditioner. She can't afford to travel to Bridge. She said that Sharon Osbourne used to arrange. Oh, yeah? Sharon Osbourne. Oh, these Epstein files, they just be naming, they just be telling everybody business. They be telling on everybody, right? Bill Snake's former girl. Now, this is a young girl, too, for y'all know. She can't afford an air conditioner. She can't afford to travel to Bridge. She said that Sharon Osbourne used to arrange it for her. The lawyer helped her with her papers, so she's okay. I guess getting her citizenship. But she's broke. That story would make Trump off. That story would take Trump off the front pages. Listen what he's saying. Epstein, this is Trump's first presidency, 2017. He's talking to him. He says, if we expose Bill Snakes, right? Y'all know what his name is, right? The one they were showing, that how he's got his illegal sex, basically a sex slave, allegedly, you know, what he's doing, right? If we let the press, the media know that one of the richest men in the world, how cheap he is, that story will get Trump off the front pages. Everybody, Epstein was jealous of Trump. They were cool a long time ago when they first, but then later, and that's what happened, even the victim said Trump wasn't with the crap. That's what they said. I'm not for or against, I'm just calling what's coming out in the files and the papers, all right? Now, because Virginia said it, the victim said it, right? Now, and it's documented that he called the police on Epstein too. So, and then Epstein didn't like him because Epstein wanted to be president. Oh yeah, I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it. I'm gonna show it before we close out. We're gonna show it on this live now. I ain't gonna wait till Friday. Epstein wanted to be president. Can y'all imagine? And he was setting himself up with all his rich donors for him to be the president. So he had an issue. He was jealous with Trump, right? So there's a lot of backstabbing. So the crazy thing is people be saying like he's the president's mentioned all these times in the files. Yeah, but they ain't all times. It's like they're talking about him. They just, right? Now listen, Epstein wanted to run for president. He was going to run for president. Crazy work. I'm going to show you. Now, he says, the lawyer helped her with her papers, so she's okay, but she's broke. That story would take Trump off the front pages. The richest man, this would be the story he's saying, the richest man in the world, and that was at that time, Bill Snakes, is so cheap that his former bridge girl in toy, let me show you, sex toys. Everybody listen. They called them toys. They used them. The richest man in the world is so cheap that his former bridge girl in toy lives on a friend's sofa. All right? So Epstein, like, if we release this to the press, Trump will be out the front. They won't be talking about Trump, right? Because he was jealous. All right? Now, let's continue. Think I got the next one. There you go. I didn't even know that was next. Jeffrey Epstein to Bill Snakes and CC Larry Cohen and CC two other people. I guess I won't be able to run for office for a while. The Forbes 400 list is now over $3 trillion in wealth that will be transferred. Obama will try to void the step up. It won't pass this time, but more of an impetus for some, though hardly needed. Epstein, they was trying to put him, this little psychopath, in office. Obama will try to void up. All right? The Epstein files. And he wrote that to Bill Gates, Bill Snakes. All right. So I showed that yesterday. Now watch this. Now watch this, Bill Snakes. Let's get back to old Billy Boy, since he want to talk all this mess like like he's some righteous savior to the world. We need to take his vaccines and all this crap. Here, go right here. Double click. Watch this. Bang. Stop share. Share screen. More Epstein files. Window. Bang. Share. More Epstein files. Let's do the Epstein files. Now, it's just a picture put in the files, right? To make it look more presentable, right? That picture ain't in the actual files, right? But this is the file. Just looks good, looks better, right? Now look at the file, right? Look at Bill Snakes. March 3rd, 2017, from Bill Snakes to Larry Cohen and all that. Bill, Larry and I have been working on deliverables for my time at BGC3 since you and I spoke. At Larry's request, I have spoken with Roger, Mark, Chris, Trevor, Jeff, and next week, Boise, Jonah, everyone has offered guidance, advice, thoughts, and ideas. As Larry works to put together any required documentation, we're trying to make sure we make this time valuable for all. 2 areas where I'm interested in terms of scope are domestic health and neurotech brain science. I propose these as deliverables. Please let Larry and I know what you think. Deliverables to improve access and secure personal health data. Affordability/access. Blueprint of recommendations for zero-knowledge proof-based digital systems to secure private personal health information. Secure our private personal health information. Everybody, stealing our information to improve access, secure personal health data, right? Access blueprint for zero-knowledge proof-based digital systems that they build to secure private personal health information while allowing access to digitally redacted personal information. So they're getting the information that's redacted, all of it. A white paper on consumer health, a white paper or recommendation on neurotechnologies relate to chronic degenerative disease, a white paper on neurotechnologies as weapons in national intelligence and defense, a follow-up recommendation and technical specifications for strain pandemic simulation. This is when they was making the pandemic against us, 2017. It's in the Epstein files, and Epstein had something to do with it. He was funding and putting money. They all in it. Follow-up recommendation, specification for strain pandemic simulation. That's why they kept saying, oh, it's going to be another pandemic. Because if we let these fools back in this office and this stuff, they're going to release it on us again. He says, happy to do whatever else is helpful. Something 80 or adapt along the way. Thanks for the opportunity. Hope the weekend is off to a good start. Then sender to Epstein at iTunes and others. All my expertise is public health security, pandemics. All my expertise is public health security, pandemics. I just did pandemic simulation and threats to U.S. health. That could be a big platform. Everybody listen, this is what they did to us. It's in the Epstein files. He said this person is letting them know because they're looking, Bill Snakes is looking for people who can help him put this pandemic stuff together, right? And this person said his expertise is public health security. Pandemics is his specialty. He just did a pandemic simulation and threats. So his expertise is public health security, pandemics, and threats to U.S. health. And he just did a pandemic simulation. And this could be a big platform, a lot of money. He said, also my expertise is public health security, pandemics. Oh, there you go. That's the same thing. All right. So in the Epstein files, Bill Snakes is talking about the pandemic. Now this one, this is the thumbnail. Now I'm tying in because I got to get all the points I got in my thumbnail. This is the part about genetic testing. Everybody listen. Watch this. Robert Trivers to Jeffrey Epstein. It is very simple. I will compare male to female with female to male. With greater molecular control over development, we are increasingly capable of producing novel phenotypes, more feminine men, by blocking testosterone receptors or by castrating them. Everybody pay attention. The Epstein files, the thumbnail. Genetic, are they cloning? I did the cloning stuff. The genetic, I forgot, what is it called? New Epstein files, cloning, fertility rumors, and gender experiments. I had to take other stuff out. I had another, but they was going to block me. All right? Now, this is what it says. They the ones who initiated all of this trans stuff that's going on, right? And it went back further than this. Epstein, they were funding it. Now listen clearly. He says, it is very simple. I will compare male to female with female to male. With greater molecular control over development, molecules, right? Over the development of these children, little boys born that now want to say, I'm a little girl. And little girls want to be little boys, right? And you wonder why we got an outbreak of this, okay? It was what? Strategic and manipulated. He says, with greater molecular control over development, we are increasingly capable of producing novel phenotypes. This is where they say in the Bible that they will be mixing genetics, worse than the days of Noah, right? Novel phenotypes. More feminine men is what they're creating, and they're doing it by blocking testosterone receptors or by castration. And at the same time, they're increasing estrogen production. The one blocks male features, the second encourages female features in the men. Everybody listen, in the Epstein files, they have experimented on the babies, and this is the result. And that's why they run around there calling themselves Democrat and woke and everything, and they got colored baby purple, green, yellow hair and pins everywhere, and they're like, I'm not a male, I'm not a this, I'm a they, and I'm a this, and you were experimented on. You're an experimentation, and you're the result of these Satanists, these devils. Do you hear? Watch this. Yup, the thumbnail. Come on, now it's making sense. And he just unalived all his people in himself because they're sick. And they're sick because these Satanists had their way with them. Now, listen what they did. This is what they're doing and what they've done. They're making more feminine men, right? And one is the by blocking testosterone receptors or castration. One that blocks the male features, and the second is by increasing estrogen. The second encourages female features. And that's why these kids talk about, I'm not a boy, I'm a girl, identify, because they've done this to these, come on, Leonard, these abominations. Listen, what did they do, Leonard? They created more feminine men and more masculine women. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. These devils was not playing. Epstein files. Let's go, everybody. We gonna close out with a bang. And Friday gonna be even crazier, Leonard. Wait till I drop Friday. Friday stuff gonna be crazier, the files. Now, more masculine women, more feminine men, and more masculine women. They gave the women heavy testosterone dosage. Incredible external effects it has on them. Heavily bearded men, you would never guess they had a female bone in their body. Woo! They said what they're doing is going to make these women so masculine with this testosterone that they put it in the foods, they putting it in the chemicals, they putting it in the makeup, they putting it in the hair care products, the shampoo, they putting it in the perms, they putting it in, right? All the stuff the women, come on, DeLavisha, more masculine women, heavy testosterone dosage in all their products, and they have incredible external side effects. These women will look like heavily bearded men. They will look so masculine that you would never guess they had a female bone in their body. Listen clearly. First kind, male, equal female is 4 times more frequent than female equal male. Now they're breaking down the results of the experiment they did on our children, on the people. They're saying from what they've been doing, because they've been doing this from back, right? You see the increase. All these kids, they identify as a mixed bag of nuts, right? Now listen clearly. They said what their records, their studies have shown that the first kind, the strongest, the most represented is the males turn into females. That's the one. And then they are 4 times more frequent than the reverse, where the females turn to male. So they're showing the results of what they happened, right? The first is attractive. He is a woman with a D-I-C-K. They put C-O-C-K. The first is attractive. He is a woman with a penis. So that if your fantasy is to suck a man's penis, otherwise you are completely heterosexual. It will be much nicer if the rest of the organism is female, then you get the best of both worlds. Everybody, they're genetically modifying these new generations, right? Generation Z, and then this new one of the generation, I was going to save it, but let me do it now. Everybody listen clearly. Generation A. Listen clearly. The Most High gave me this revelation. Some of y'all might have heard it before. I ain't never seen it. Listen clearly. We went to Generation Z. Shout out to the Gen Zs. They really let loose on y'all. Dumb down the education and all that. Shout out to the Gen Z. Everybody listen. The next generation is called Generation A. It started over again. Listen clearly. That means a new creation. Y'all listen. Nobody did this. I ain't hear nobody. Everybody listen. The Most High gave me this revelation. He said, these are what these serpents are doing. They started a brand new generation now. Generation A is not like the other generation that has ever been on the earth. These are created beings that these serpents have brought up, and they don't have a gender. They are not male or female. They are a species. Generation A, and it ain't no alpha, it's beta, right? But yes, Generation A. It means don't even call it. Well, you could call it alpha because that ain't alayaf. Yes, but Generation A, everybody, it is the remake. It is a brand new species. Everybody, listen. That's what. So all of the A is for androgyny. That's a good one, Rohan. Asexual. Come on, Yashala, y'all. This generation, they made them non-male and female, right? Binaural, whatever they call this stuff, right? So they got a whole new organism. These are the words that they call them. Generation of the abomination. Come on, now y'all got it. Y'all picking up. I knew you would. When the Most High revealed it, I said, y'all, that's crazy. I didn't even see that. Generation of A, abomination. And they are created in the likeness and the image. This says worse than the days of Noah. Do you understand? Now you can't blame these babies. They're innocent in it. They were created and manipulated on. And this went way back. They've been doing this. The first is attractive. Now, everybody listen. They creating these beings because they creating host beings. That's why they say they want to reduce the population. They want a population of their created beings so that they can have slave toys and they can have, right? They can do what they want with these toys. You understand? So listen what they said. They created this generation, these above, right? And they says the first is attractive, right? It's a woman, and they said it's attractive. Everybody. When have you seen a woman with a penis and that was attractive? These serpents are letting you know the Epstein files. Come on, Dolores Shaw. Come on, Dolores Shaw. The Epstein files, the house of Yah. Welcome to the house of the Most High Yah, everybody on the both live streams. Everybody who just found us, please like and subscribe because we're going to be doing this all the time. We're going to be revealing all this stuff. You understand? We're going to be breaking it down every time. Friday, we live Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Put your alarm clock on because we're going to always have something that ain't even out like that. Now listen clearly. He says the first is attractive. A woman with a, so if your fantasy, because you know they got these fantasies, Brother Leonard, these serpents, if their fantasy is the suck of a man's, what's the name, and otherwise you will be completely heterosexual because these people are mixed bag of nuts themselves. Because they're Baphomet, right? Baphomet. They got a male and what they call that hermaphrodite stuff, right? That's Hermes and stuff, these Greek gods and stuff, right? That's what this stuff is. Ain't nothing but Baphomet, right? So non-male and female, right? So it says, other than you're completely heterosexual. It would be much nicer. It would be much nicer if the rest of the organism, you see, they don't even see you as people. They talking about you like your products. It would be nicer if the rest of the organism was a female and it had a penis, and you get the best of both worlds, these little psychopaths. It says so many trans such and such women are very attractive and they easily make money, which in turn they assert promotes their prostitution. Listen clearly. This is what they did to the generation. So many of these trans such and such women are very attractive and easily make money, which in turn they assert promotes their prostitution since they have to pay hefty fees for the injections they got to get every week to stay trans. But they are sexually happy. Once you have reached manhood, even castration, cutting off your penis, does not prevent the sensation of the organism. Do you see? Yeah, they dropped that crap. Come on, traveling lamp. And these people are acting like they don't see it and understand where they're going, where they would take, where this is going. This ain't nothing but the devil. This is all through ancient cultures and antiquity. You better, if you don't know the past, you will not know where you're going in the future. You're going to be a slave to the future. You're going to be a victim to the future. You heard? That's why we teach. All right, now listen. It says, contrast. It says once they get to the point where they are confederate in this and getting all their injections, and look, they don't care that they have to prostitute themselves to pay the hefty fees to get their injections. They say once they get that, even if they cut off their penis, it doesn't matter. Right? It says contrast the poor female to male versions. They are unhappy and lonely. So they're saying the male to female, they seem to be more happy or something. They doing these studies on the people. Y'all see this, guys? But it says contrast the poor female to male versions. You see how they talk about them? Organisms. They are unhappy and lonely. They are men with poom-pooms, with mum-pooms. Men... You can't make this up. This is in the Epstein files. Men with mum-pooms, men punanis, the worst of both worlds. So they said the women, right, who got the penises, they like that. That's the best. They're very happy. But the women who switched to the male, they're the worst of both worlds. Unhappy, lonely. If you like smelly masculine men, you want that hard COCK that comes with the show. You do not want one of nature's more complex and variable structures, the punani. So they are against the punani. Of course they are, because they are pro-anus. Do you understand? The forbidden hole. The Most High allows creation of mankind to come through the vagina. The male's penis inserted into the female's vagina, right? The punani or the pum pum, what they call it, right? And that brings forth lawful creation that the Most High created us for. But they don't like that. They don't like the punani. They're against the punani. That's why they're saying they want that male to go into that anus thing. That's they worship their God, Baphomet. See? Now, if you like smelly masculine men, you want that hard seal that comes with the show. You do not want one of nature's more complex and variable structures. They talk about the woman's vagina. That is an acquired taste, and not with a man. There are hundreds of female trans videos and websites. I have never seen a male one. By the way, we are now pushing the intervention earlier. So you notice, listen guys, we are pushing intervention earlier, intervening in American citizens and people's citizens' lives with your children. Yep, anal worship. We are pushing the intervention earlier. So you notice your 3-year-old son now has trans tendencies. So now you intervene with hormones. So listen what they said. They're pushing this now, that now because of what they're injecting into the food and into the air and into this stuff, that now the American citizens, the regular citizens, will notice that their 3-year-old son now starting to be like a woman. And so the doctors, remember what Roseanne say? What Orlando Brown said, you get the doctors, you get all them on board, right? The elementary schools. So the doctors and the school teachers, they will say, this child is not a boy. He doesn't identify as a boy. So you intervene and they start to say, now give them hormones. This person said, I would be frightened to do that, but who knows? Question mark. Even these serpents is like, yeah, I would not advise you to give these 3-year-olds these hormones. The trans, bro. To Epstein. They funded this stuff. This stuff is so dark, bro. I got so much files. I will get to that one another time. I ain't got time. I did the panda eyes. All right. So yeah, so good. That's the last file I'm gonna show. I got plenty more. We're gonna do Friday. Right? I got much crazy stuff Friday, right? I'm gonna do another video and we're gonna close out. Perfect. Diabolical. Now y'all understand. They've been at this. It's manufactured. All right. And people thinking that you're innocent, like your child has just been born and it seems to want to be a girl or this one want to be a boy. No, it was manipulated, as in the days of Noah it was. You understand? The Bible says this is what will happen. Watch this. Now, we're closing out with this clip. All right. I got this clip right here. All right. Let's go. Bang. Come share screen. Bang. This is what they did. And this is an old clip. We're going back to go forward again. Watch this. Copyright disclaimers in effect. We don't own the video for reactionary purposes only. Copyright disclaimers. Watch this.
Of science and technology in subtle ways so they will never see what is happening.
So this is what they wrote. They will do this against the citizens, so we will never see what's happening. This is what Bill Snakes and all of these serpents, Epstein, this is what they said they were doing to us. Copyright disclaimers, listen.
Of science and technology in subtle ways so they will never see what is.
We will do science and technologies, release it on them in subtle ways so they will never see what's happening.
Of science and technology in subtle ways so they will never see what is happening.
We will use soft metals, aging accelerators, and sedatives in food and water, also in the air.
Come on, Delaware Shah. Let y'all tie it on up. Let the Most High tie it on up, everybody. We've been here for about 4 hours. He gonna tie it up. We closing with this bang. You see what he just did? He just tied it up. Now, we just showed you what they said they're doing, and look what they said they're doing. We're gonna put it in the air, in the foods. They're gonna listen what they said.
Of science and technology in subtle ways. So
We're gonna use science and technology in subtle ways.
They will never see what is happening.
So us, the people, will never see what's happening.
We will use soft metals, aging accelerators, and sedatives in food and water.
We'll use soft metals, agent accelerators, and such in foods and water. That's that barium and aluminum. And when you put those two, they spell Baal, Moloch, they spell Baphomet in the air. This is crazy work. You understand? But remember, the darkness have to tell you what they're doing. And that's why the Most High have righteous children that's going to expose the truth to you. And you got to receive the truth. Or don't receive. He who has ears to hear, let him hear. You heard this part. Now.
Soft metals, aging accelerators, and sedatives in food and water, also in the air.
Also in the air.
They will be blanketed by poisons everywhere they turn. The soft metals will cause them to lose their minds. We will promise to find a cure from many of our fronts, yet we will feed them more poison. The poisons will be absorbed through their skin and mouths, and they will destroy their minds and reproductive systems. From all this, their children will be born dead, and we will conceal this information. The poisons will be hidden in everything that surrounds them and what they drink, eat, breathe, and wear.
Let me explain something to y'all so y'all don't get scared from this. Everybody that's listening to the sound of my voice, we still about 70, 80 live at 1 o'clock in the morning. Everybody listen. Your righteousness, the Most High, will cover you. Listen clearly. As you try to be righteous in this dark world, that's your goal, is to be more righteous than unrighteous. The toxin, the poison that they put to destroy you, the Most High will remove it. Do you understand? Whereas others who are not striving to be righteous, not striving to be in the image of the Father, they won't have that grace and favor over them, so they will get sick. They will succumb. That's why you can see some of the people who are righteous, strong. You're like, why don't none of this stuff happen to you? Because I got favor, grace, and mercy. I got a supernatural covering. You heard? I got a tayat. That's a Habariyah letter. They call it tech. I got a tayat covering me. You heard? I'm in the Habayat. I'm in the house of the Most High. Do you understand? So there's Malak, angels. There's Sabayath, heavenly hosts, protecting and covering me. So I can eat the same thing you eat, and I won't get as sick as you might get. It's your righteousness that protect you. Do you understand? Yes, you have to understand it and you have to believe it. Okay? That's why it's not affecting all of us. Exactly. That's crazy. He wrote that right when I just broke this down. Why isn't it affected? Because your righteousness is covering you. And some of us have a purpose and a mission to do. You understand? That the Most High, it will cover you. That's why you have to be under Yah's blanket. It's called in his kayad. That's a hand in the Habariyah letter, right? These are Adiyat letters of the Habariyah tongue, the original Hebrew tongue. I speak. I'm fluent in the Habariyah tongue, the original pictograph Habariyah, right? The kayaf is his hand, right? The mighty Ya'ad, right? The mighty arm and hand of the Most High. You're in the palm of his hand. You're covered. Do you understand? And it's your righteousness. It's you with your free will choosing to love your neighbors yourself, to do the next right thing, to not be evil and wicked. Understand? There is a grace that covers. So the same thing they're covering and poison and the toxins, it won't destroy you. Do you understand? It won't be allowed to unalive you. But to those who are not covered in Yah's grace and mercy, they're going to be casualties. And they know that. That's why they want to keep you in sin. That's why they want to keep you in sin from birth. They want to act like there is no righteousness, there is no Messiah. Serve, you only live once, and YOLO and the bag and money and just looking out for you and self-pride and all this stuff. It's the humility, the lowering yourself, to trying to do the right thing, to trying to die to the flesh and circumcise your heart and do right by the Most High, and you will be blessed as He. Can't no man curse what the Most High bless, and your blessing come from your righteousness. You got your own free will to choose to do it. Choose your destiny, choose wisely, but you will choose. That part, you will choose. Okay? Now, let's continue. This is their devices, what they've done to us and are doing.
The poisons will be hidden in everything that surrounds them and what they drink, eat, breathe, and wear. We must be ingenious in dispensing the poisons, for they can see far. We will teach them that the poisons are good with fun images and musical tones. Those they look up to will help. We will enlist them to push our poisons.
Celebrities.
They will see our products being used in films and will grow accustomed to them and will never know their true effect. When they give birth, we will inject the poisons into the blood of their children and convince them it's for their help. We will start early on when their minds are young, and we will target their children and what the children love most, sweet things. When their teeth decay, we will fill them with metals, and that will kill their mind and steal their future.
Mercury and aluminum, fluoride. Come on.
When their ability to learn has been affected, we will create medicine that will make them even sicker and cause other diseases for which we will create even yet more medicine. We will render them
and then make money, millions, mammon, off the medicine, off the sickness, off the disease, off the destruction, off the death. Make money while they destroying you.
We will create even yet more medicine. We will create other diseases for which we will create even yet more medicine.
Me too, traveling lamp. That's what I live.
We will create medicine that will make them, when their ability to learn has been affected, we will create medicine that will make them even sicker and cause other diseases for which we will create even yet more medicine. We will render them docile and weak before us by our power. They will grow depressed, slow, and obese, and when they come to us for help, we will give them more poison. We will focus their attention towards money and material goods so that they may never connect with their inner self. We will distract
with your inner light. Hold on, what she say?
With their inner self goods so that they come to us for help. We will give them more poison. We will focus their attention towards money and material goods so that we
will focus their money on the bag and material goods, the Joneses, so they'll never tap into the light inside, to the Yah inside of you, that Yah gene inside of you, the Most High. You heard that part?
They may never connect with their inner attention towards money and material goods, depressed, slow, and obese. And when they come to us for help, we will give them more poison. We will focus their attention towards money and material goods so that they may never connect with their inner self. We will distract them with fornication, external pleasures, and games so they may never be one with the oneness of it all.
Ooh,
science and technology.
With fornication, sin, games, so they'll never connect with the Ahayad, oneness of it all. That's the Most High.
With the oneness of it all.
They know the Most High. This part, the Larish Yah. Awake, O sleeper. Welcome to the house of the Most High Yah, everybody, the newer people who found us. We're a righteous remnant children of the Most High. It ain't about religion. We live righteously. We try to follow in the image of the creator of all things, the Most High. And as long as you're trying to be righteous, you're trying to be a light, or you're trying to find your way, we welcome you from every nation, kindred, tongue, and people. We are that remnant who's trying to be right. That's why I'm not cussing. I don't cuss. I don't lie. I don't cheat. I don't steal. And if I ever make a sin, I repent for it and try to be righteous. So that way I can lead lead and guide you the same way that the Father led and guided me in his image and likeness. That's what we're each called to do. Each one reach one. Welcome to the house of the Most High Yah, everybody worldwide. This has been New Epstein Files, Cloning and Fertility Rumors, plus Gender Experiments. We separated the fact from the fiction. Now, this was so dark that I got to end it with a little bit of light, right? We got to end it with a little bit of light. So let's just enjoy this. And I don't care what nation, kindred, tongue, people you come from. I don't care. Love yourself. Love the Most High because he created you in his image. I don't care what nation, kindred, tongue you come from. Love yourself because these serpents are going to get you to hate yourself and be confused and hate what the Most High created. Nah. I love myself. Come on, Yadon. Everybody, enjoy this. Share this tab instead.
I love myself. I love my skin. I love my hair. My melanin. Even when I lose, was born to win. I never quit. Just try again. I love myself. I love my skin. I love my hair. My melanin. Even when I lose, was born to win. I never quit. Just try again. When I look in the mirror, what do I see? I love myself.
Oh, we gotta let that play again. This protect your babies. They are after the innocence. These babies still got their innocence. And shout out to their mom and dad that's teaching them to love yourself, to love your skin, to love your hair, your melanin. And even if you got little melanin, to my white brothers and sisters, love that little bit of melanin you got in there, because that is a saving grace inside of you. Yeah, you got some. Everybody, you're wrong if you think the whitest white person ain't got. The only people who got zero melanin are actual serpents, and they got blue blood. You understand? They are not. And they are the ones who are doing this to us, right? So the innocence is what they are after. You see that little girl looking at her big brother, right? Her big brother talking about, I love myself. I love myself. It's the perfect lesson. Ain't this perfect for us to get all this darkness of this lesson off us? Let's go.
I love myself. I love my skin. I love my hair. My melanin. Even when I lose, was born to win. I never quit. Just try again. I love myself. I love my skin. I love my hair. My melanin. Even when I lose, was born to win. I never quit. Just try again. When I look in the mirror, what do I see? I love myself. I love my skin. I love my hair. My melanin. Even when I lose, was born to win. I never quit. Just try again. I love myself. I love my skin. I love my hair. My melanin. Even when I lose, was born to win. I never quit. Just try again. When I look in the mirror,
what do I see? Shout out to Dustin. When I look in the mirror, what do I see? I see the image of the Most High. Y'all hear me? I don't care when you look in that image, you should see the image of the creator of all things, because he created you for a purpose in your life. I don't give a crap what you see in that mirror. I don't care if you beigeish, brownish, yellowish, blue, black, purplish, reddish, whatever. You're supposed to see the image of the creator, because you are created in his likeness and being. And he specifically created you. And he'll know every strand of hair on your head and every print on your fingers. That's right, individual who you are. And you all have a purpose in your life. Keep coming back to this channel, and we're going to pour into you, and we're going to expose all the darkness, because we are the light in the darkness. May the Most High cover and bless you all. Thank you, Hakyama, for helping this study tonight. Thank you for everybody in the ministry. Thank you, Tamayah, for your presence, Yasha for your presence, and everybody helping, everybody in the ministry, welcoming all the new people on the live stream. May the Most High cover and bless you all. We live Friday, Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Be there, be square. It's going down. You'll see the thumbnail. May the Most High cover and bless you all. I love you, House of Yah, Mashiach Assembly Ministries, House of the Most High Yah. Mashiach is Messiah in Hebrew. We assemble in the Messiah's name, who come in the name of the Father, the creator of all things. Welcome to the House of the Most High Yah Ministries. We love you all. Go forth and be the light in this darkness. They need us out there. They need the righteousness of the remnant of us, all of us, every last one of you listening that's still here. You heard? May the Most High cover and bless you all. Have a blessed night, everyone. We out.
He adds secures and hooks us tight. A gift from Yah, eternal life. He sent his son a sacrifice to show how much he loves us. You are loved, you are loved. You are loved, you are loved. You are loved, oh, you are loved. You are loved by Yahuwah.
Praise Yah.
Praise Yah. Praise Yah. Hallelujah.
Bible study every Tuesday, 8 p.m. We having a Zoom Bible study. I'm gonna put email me for the link.
I'm a lion of the tribe of Judah. Precious chosen people of the Most High. You got that right.
We hope you have a good time watching our videos, and we'll see you in the next video.
And we'll see you in the next video. So like and subscribe.
Our channel.
Yeah.
We are the true Hebrews. We are the true ones that fulfill Bible prophecy and scripture.